I don't know if that's me not hearing you or you not coming through. Let me see. No. Turned up.
I was muted.
Oh, there you are. Well, that makes sense.
That'll do it.
I see what I'm doing. Sticker mule deal done. I always gotta try and make sure we gotta restock the stickers. I have to throw away more money, is what I'm saying. This failing venture needs to bleed more. Alright. So, should I be keeping an eye on
Windmill, fatherland, is everybody in? Feel good. Feel good. Cities breaking down on the camel's back, and they just have to go 'cause they don't know back. So while you feel the street, it's a feeling to see. You won't get out the candy 'cause you're fat and free. You got a new horizon, it's a pheromones style. I'm in a galley town where we never smile. And all I wanna hear is the message speak. My dreams have gotta kiss me 'cause I don't get sleep now. Windmill, for the day. Love forever, hand in hand. Take it all in on your stride. It is taking falling. Love forever, love is free. Let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill,
Like that flavor palette. It's a little interesting. I'm gonna try that.
It's good times. All right, are we done? Okay. Oh, wait. You know, for the audience that'll be pouring in, you gotta turn that TV.
Hey, yeah, we gotta. How confident are you in your songs? I didn't feel good earlier today, but then when I crammed in like the last 20 minutes when I got home from work and like finished up some stuff, like okay, I polished some turds here. These turds are good and polished.
Stab. The most polished turds you'll find anywhere. Stab. I'm sorry, is that a turd? Let me get my rag.
Let's just go to town on that.
Let me microfiber that turd of yours. All right. Close enough. Close enough. We'll figure that out. Change that to a 25. That'll do. Just read it the other way around. It'll be fun.
Jesse, do I have time to make a big drink?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Go
Be
for
back
it.
in 3 minutes.
I encourage it. No, I think it's zeros. I know. Hold on. Give me a second. It's already going to be bad. There's going to be so many Melonies on the screen. Well, I say that like that's bad. I'm just saying it goes against how many Melonies we actually have. It's incongruent with the number of Melonies actually on the show. Come on. That'll do. I'll fix it while we're live. Look at that. That's too many Melonies. That's too many. Or that's somebody's dream come true. Does that do it for you? Oh, hey, guys. I've got too much headroom, too. That's all right. That's all right. We're putting it together. And Tyler's going off and getting a drink. It's all loosey-goosey, baby. Hey there.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey there, one of several Melonies. How about you start off with how how things are? Well, I'm not gonna put that kind of pressure on you. We're just gonna speak like people that enjoy having many of you on the screen. No, how's things? How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I have a new hobby, which is embroidering titties.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, hoping that'll
We
go
will.
well for me. Yeah.
Oh,
Is it like, do you like the big pieces with like a embroidering gun? Is it like the puff gun kind of thing? Or
No,
is this
no,
like...
it's just little hand.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to
cool.
make patches.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, we have space available to start moving that merchandise.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Man, between me and Jillian Marie, it's just gonna be like the
Oh,
titty
yeah.
gallery.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say that like that was in any way a bad thing?
No, I didn't.
This place is finally going to match my vision.
I was gonna say I didn't want to oversaturate the titty market, but I don't think that's actually possible.
No.
So
No.
Titties are made to be saturated.
Yeah, they have whole contests about that.
fair enough.
Nobody likes a dry T-shirt contest. Well, I don't know. When I said that, I thought, well, maybe I do. I don't know what I like. I should know what I like by now. Well, awesome. But we'll save that for promoting. Well, unless you're not ready to promote that yet. Once
No.
we get
Yeah.
into the actual meat of the program, which might, guys, I don't know. I put out like almost 20 episodes this last month. We're catching up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There was like a February episode, I think, that came out yesterday.
Wow.
That's
This
one,
year?
it's in the same calendar year,
Yeah.
yes. And for a second, we were under like 5 months. We're back up. It's July.
Yeah.
So. No. Seriously, it's become. I don't think my Sisyphean boulder is accurate. Because does that ever make it up the...
No.
Is that ever completed? Well, then that's not... I'm hoping it's not that.
Yeah.
Something big that does finally get completed.
I think it's a goal that you're
Goal?
describing. You're just
Well,
describing
sure.
a goal.
I'm just trying
because
to...
it's achievable.
I'm trying to fancy it up. I'm trying to fancy up goal. I'm trying to give it some sort of...
quest.
All right, quest is the fancier version of goal. You're right. Oh man, then somebody has to give me like a sword that makes a sound effect when they hand it to me. Once I'm done with that.
Yeah. Would it help your motivation if there was also a prophecy in line with the quest?
Oh,
like if
man.
someone decrees, if someone prophesies this,
You know what?
they have a vision.
If somebody,
on track.
yeah, if somebody cared enough, and like got some parchment, aged it up, hid it in a book somewhere, in a library.
Yeah. I don't know if this is like too obvious, but for some reason it just seems very clear to me that if anyone was going to create this prophecy, Milk would be making this prophecy. I feel like they have the power of prophecy, whether or not they know it yet. As I think most prophets, that's kind of the thing. Is like you don't know until it just hits you.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you know.
Prophets don't know they're prophets.
No.
Until...
But prophets be profiting.
They do. They eventually do. That's a sign of a good prophet.
Yeah.
If you're not profiting,
Yeah.
but we still don't know that you're not a prophet.
Yeah. You're a prophet until a proven non-prophet.
Yeah. Oh, and then how do you
And then
prove,
that's a whole,
yeah.
Rigmarole that you got to deal with to
gonna
get
say, how do you prove a
non-profit
negative?
certification,
Oh, yeah.
A lot of red tape.
Oh, man. we just hope that Milk isn't 501c3.
No.
We want them to actually be a prophet.
Yeah. Yes.
That
was a decent riff.
Yeah, I didn't mind that tangent.
Yeah, it was a decent. Yeah.
Oh, Tyler's back with the non-novelty microphone this time.
Yes. How's it sound?
Oh, yeah.
It's my Bob Barker.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right.
I should have been checking to make sure that during all that riffing that everybody sounded good. But you know what?
I'll get loud.
That would have distracted.
You'll have to adjust it later
the
anyway.
actual essence. Probably. Oh, I have not cleared this throat all day. So sorry.
Do it on mic. Do it.
No, I've been trying all day, and it's coming back up again. I don't know. I'm a phlegmy boy, apparently.
Flemmy Boy Summer.
Oh man, I don't wish that on you. Oh, it is July though.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's July.
Yeah.
It just happened. This is. I remember. I think at the beginning of June, there was a Facebook memory of me saying like happy 2018 and a half. That was incorrect, me. This is the start of the second half of the year, not June 1st, July 1st. Yeah. So if you were having a shitty 2022, which how couldn't you? Second half starts now. It's good times.
There you
Just
go.
I need arbitrary markers and stuff like that to. Oh, I can start now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can start now. God, good. Yeah. I'm so glad. This made up the time and
I completely relate
delineation.
to that too. Yeah. And like for me, it makes even less sense because my my division of the year is solely based on a chart that was in one of my elementary school classes that like taught the months. So the way my brain divides the year, it starts with January on one thing, and then August on the other, down that way. So I only think in terms of like August. All right, now that's the second half of the year.
That makes sense.
It's weird,
as
and
far
it's
as
just
school goes,
that can't be unlearned.
Yeah,
I think Alaska's in the corner by Hawaii for the same reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it sticks with you. It's just there, you know.
And same size.
Same size. Exactly. Yes.
No scale.
Oh, and I thought that it was possible that your delineation of the year just aligned with hockey season.
Well, it has become that,
Yeah.
since I was about 18. Like, that's when that shift kind of happened. But, yeah.
I was so big into the hockeys when I was playing.
Oh, I didn't know you played. That's
roller
cool.
hockey.
Well, that's still very cool.
Yeah, when it was big. That was just bothering me. When it was big in town, there was several years there. From when I was, I want to say from like 12 to 19 or something like that. It was basically when I was right up to the strike that killed hockey. It had so much momentum, guys.
Yeah, it did. Especially in our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Like it was really heading somewhere. And
then they cut their knees out. Ugh, it was bad. It was dumb. But yeah, and I was all about the Kings.
Yeah.
That was the Gretzky times.
I was going to say, it must have been because of Gretzky, right?
I mean, it was partly because of Gretzky. I've always had this weird thing where I don't like... I latch on to obscure players.
Sure.
Like...
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
Yeah, like Yari Curry is my guy.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know a goddamn thing about sports.
No.
Are you telling me that the Sacramento Kings used to be a hockey team?
No, LA Kings.
LA
So
Kings.
Los Angeles Kings are a hockey team.
Yes.
Yeah. And I hate them.
Well, being a Sharks fan.
Yes,
one would, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting so sporty on
Yeah.
you. Hey, I Heart Maria Gloria has joined us again. They found us.
Oh.
They're a fan of Maria Gloria from like Oklahoma. They found us on Wednesday.
So surreal.
I know.
Sorry.
I know. It was weird. It was just, but you're not even.
I remember being in improv class with her, and now she has fans.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, so many, so many. Push makeup. Maybe you'd get a.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. There's got to be some other frames. I don't know. I'm trying to shop potential
Be appealing.
influence in some way.
Yeah. I don't have makeup skills. I only know how to be a mid-tier female impersonator when I'm doing my own makeup. So.
All right.
Now, is that an impersonation? I have follow-up questions.
There's so many.
Are you impersonating mid-tier females, or are you mid-tier at your impersonations of just any females?
I am mid-tier at my impersonations of any.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Just.
All right.
Yeah. Just, too overdone of what? Oh, fuck. Oh God! And you guys aren't gonna know it because you don't. I don't think you guys do makeup. What's it fucking called? The fucking you put it on your cheeks and it makes it look like you have a shadow there.
Oh
that
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't.
yeah. Contouring. Right?
Contour.
Yeah, that's where I was getting
just
when you had
shitty,
the line.
just overdone melodramatic contour, but it's not on purpose. Like it's just not blended right or color matching.
Okay. There's so many aspects. Yeah. Maria Gloria, save us. All right. How about we get into it so we don't push back the next show? I think you guys will keep it tidy. I think we're fine here.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
Oh, and hi, Tyler.
Hey.
You've just been patient over there. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, let's start the program. Hi, Maria Gloria fan. This is the show that somehow made a theater. Make sure this isn't going to blow our assholes out.
Roughly 24 to 92 hours ago,
It's not terrible.
Stab's team of comedy scientists commissioned 3 specific humorists to give various potentially comedic takes on several random topics, which they will now perform for the first and likely last time in front of a live studio audience in a show called Stab.
Welcome to the Stab Show, the place life dumps its big stuff on the curb. Let's introduce tonight's panel. Our first panelist crochets toilet seat covers for the weird. They're the producer of Friend Fiction. It's Melony Ford. I didn't even know it was going to tie in. Our second panelist only ever uses his nunchucks for peaceful purposes. His co-host of Warm Takes, it's Cory Barringer. And our third panelist once had a second thought, then decided never to do that again. He's Stab Show's ace numero uno. It's Tyler Kinney. And I'm your host, Jesse Jones. Not angry, just annoyed. It's my resting. Welcome to Stab, everybody. The Silver Linings spell book. I don't know what I do anymore. There's too many intros. There's too many stings on. There's too much. We got to dial this back. Let's meet. And this is wobbling. It's gonna bother me. Let's meet tonight's panel. Hey.
Hi.
Oh, I turned myself off because I was going to fix this while you spoke. Hi, Melony.
Hi. Okay.
This is on
no
you.
pressure. That's fine.
And I'm back. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I can't stop thinking about how I'm going to learn to crochet, and then crochet just dangling titties off the side of a toilet bowl.
Oh man. You know. No, it would be good, but it would also be problematic. Like if they were on the tank, it would prevent the seat or lid from smacking, but also it wouldn't stay up. So it would. It's just so many logistics.
Are you talking like a titty backrest?
Yeah.
Essentially.
I think that would work.
Yeah.
Nice.
It depends on how thick the fabric is,
Oh.
but I think it could happen.
Now I'm just thinking of for planes or just travel in general, titty neck pillows.
Oh, nice.
So just around here and you can have that.
That one's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm trying to figure out whether or not it counts as sexual harassment if you're not coworkers but co-plane passengers.
Well,
I think
don't
you can
I don't
harass
think so.
strangers. Is that the question? Because yes.
I mean,
Yes,
if
you
it
can.
if it would make everybody feel better, you could then like crochet a bikini top.
Yeah.
Just
Except then you can change them, accessories.
put some
Oh
pasties
man.
on the pasties on the titty neck
Yeah.
pillow. Yeah.
Oh, why am I not crocheting titties? I have so many titty crochet ideas.
Yeah, time to sell the comedy theater and just get
Oh.
crocheting titties.
That implies there's value to this. I mean, you could partner it out. I could probably make a couple bucks. Speakers, guys. Well, good to have you. Shit, 2 weeks. Not tomorrow. Next week, Friend Fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I shouldn't have brought that up.
Mhm,
That's not the sign of somebody that has a show that's ready.
I was gonna talk to you after. My bad.
So a month and 2 weeks.
There you
Yes.
go.
Next Friend Fiction.
Yes.
All right, we'll cut that.
I'm a good producer.
Oh, it happens. I've had people recently just no call, no show. Good times.
Put that away.
Good to have you, regardless.
Good to be here.
Slightly less good, but that's okay. That means I get to come in later next week. No, thank you. Happy to see you. Cory Barringer.
Hey,
You're not only doing your regular stuff, but extra stuff.
I am doing extra stuff. It's
So
fun.
much.
I'm doing a cool show we threw together to kind of fill a space on the calendar
Yeah.
for tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's for the most part just a straight up like stand up showcase, but I'm closing that out with a few really sad songs.
Sure.
Cause like why not? I'm allowed to do whatever
You can
I
do
want.
whatever the
This
fuck
is
you want.
alt comedy, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then the usual stuff.
Yeah. There had been questions, Cory, based on the poster.
Yes. Sure, let's acknowledge this. So the poster does feature me painted like a clown.
Yes.
I will not be appearing in white face clown makeup. I will not be doing that. For one thing, I don't have the materials. I don't have the skill. I'm not a clown, but I love clowns.
Okay.
I'm passionate about collecting clowns. Jacqueline and I, anyone who follows Jacqueline and I will know that we're very passionate about specifically vintage clown art. So I wanted to see myself as a clown, and Jacqueline likes drawing me like a clown. So that's what the flyer is.
Right.
But no, I will not be performing any clown material.
Oh, no. You're right. You didn't get notifications. There. Show's live. Sorry. I don't think it was even clown material. It was
But just like
if
dressing
you would
as
be
a clown.
appearing
Yeah.
as...
Well, I think by virtue of being dressed as a clown, any material I did would be clown material. Like
Well,
I would be a clown.
Is any song that Puddles performs a clown song?
Definitely. He's a clown.
I like to think I see beyond that to the artist.
I don't think he does.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Yeah.
I
Or-
saw him years back at a short-lived festival, like before he kind of blew up, and he wasn't even performing on one of the stages. It was in Monterey, and he was performing in like a courtyard by the snacks and stuff.
Nice.
And it was just this bizarre happening. Like he was on the festival. He didn't just show up and start performing.
Okay.
He was billed, but like you kind of just had to wander and find him. It was cool. It
That's
was very
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Very cool. I mean, might be cool to have a clown tomorrow, but no, it's good to have you regardless.
Now, will this be the first time that someone is disappointed by the absence of a clown?
Well, might be. And you could just go like full Cesar Romero with the paint over the mustache.
Oh, absolutely. That's no question.
All right. Well, and then music in a couple weeks after that, a music show that you're producing now as well.
Yeah.
So,
We've got a couple months of that booked now, by the way. Yeah, we've got...
Did Sunday help?
We've got July and August already set up, and then September is half booked. Okay. So we're just getting it done.
That's cool. Well, good to have you. And Tyler, there you are.
Hi.
Over there in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see you. Good to have you. As always.
Here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I was going to have to go to a popcorn festival in Indiana, but I was like, I got to write for the show.
Oh.
And the second they were gone, I made a drink and watched a movie.
Yeah. A popcorn festival.
Yeah.
In Indiana.
It's the middle of America, like
that's true.
You got to make your own fun. I don't know. It was like baby pools filled with popcorn. You could walk in.
Well, but I mean, maybe barefoot. No, then you get the husks stab you in the.
Oh, did I say popcorn? I just normal corn. Like hard corn, like cow corn.
Okay.
You guys know what cow corn?
No.
Yeah, I know. I grew up on a farm.
Okay.
Yeah, cow corn.
Is that more feed rather than? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I kind of knew.
Yeah.
Just right there.
Sure.
Well, glad we could save you from so much popcorn fun. And technically, why would that be at a popcorn festival? You're not popping that. That's just corn.
Yeah.
It's a corn festival.
It's pre-popcorn.
But would you pop cow corn?
I mean, you could.
Could you? I don't
know.
I mean,
I don't
why
know
would
corn.
you? It's more of why.
That's true. It's always more why.
When
Hey!
you're trapped in a barn and you just want to have a fun night, and just instead of eating the raw corn, it's pop night.
All right. But now all I can think of is how do you pop that when you're trapped in a barn? Now I'm sending me off on flights of fancy. Just all of my whimsical thoughts now. Sorry. Hey, Mickey over there in the chat. We got a nice crowd in the stream.
Yeah.
And they're all that matters.
They are.
Yeah.
Because they're here.
Yeah.
You don't matter because you're not here. Do they still matter when they're not here? Okay. Let's not get too existential. And instead, begin the show. Maybe that is too much. I'll keep turning it down gradually throughout the night. I'm going to play the last one, and nobody will even know. Segment 1 is reorganization. It's still where we default, because I'm what most youngs would, fairly enough, consider to be an old. I accept that. And as an old, I don't really like most new music. I try not to voice this, because this is the final admission of old. But there's apparently a place where all the new music is made, and or all the new ways to make music are made. The Center of New Music and Audio Technologies, or CNMAT. Or at least I assume that's what they do. As usual, I have researched no further than the name alone. So, how about we just forget what this CNMAT might actually stand for or represent, and instead, you three, give me who or what else CNMAT might stand for or represent to you. Melony? That is the face of someone very confident and proud of what they've brought to the table.
I don't want to. Okay.
CNMAT.
Mm-hmm. Hey, remember 2 weeks ago when we had rights to privacy and bodily autonomy and saying no to prayer? Ah, the good old days. A better olden time rooted in tradition. I remember back in my youth, a month ago, when as a queer person with a uterus, I had more rights than a gun. Hey, do you think a loaded gun counts as a pregnant gun? Does that make shooting a gun like the gun equivalent of firing babies at people, do you think we could create the technology for unconsenting pregnant people to shoot babies from their wombs at 1,800 miles per hour? That would be a hell of a protest. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Anyway, I want to go back to the before times, when Supreme Court justices at least pretended it was about consistent laws and not just Christo-fascist power. Let's be clear, as a queer person with a uterus that won't just be a masculine lesbian or whatever turfs are saying these days, Ruth Bader Ginsburg likely fucking hated me. She at least hated Colin Kaepernick, and that's enough for me to commit libel on the dead. But the only thing stronger than her hate for a guy who literally just kneeled is her love for being that guy who is the only sensible voice of reason. But at least she gained her sense of self from being that guy. These dipshits are just openly contradicting themselves from one court case to the next, just dismantling this empire in record fucking time. It took 200 years for Rome to fall, but I'm thinking it might take us 5. Go team! But I guess we could stop this collapse with a CNMAT, a court not made of American terrorists. I just don't know how we get one of those anymore. The liberals keep saying we just gotta vote, but that ignores all the gerrymandering and bullshit that has rendered our votes extremely weak. And the leftists keep saying it's time for revolution and assassination, but shooting people is hard for me, because isn't it kind of like firing a gun baby at people? And isn't that kind of like gun abortion? How can I convince conservatives that life begins at packing the gunpowder in the metal, and why do I keep getting caught on this? Oh, hold on, I just got an email. Oh, cool, it's Nancy Pelosi asking me for money again. I'm not even on her mailing list. Okay, that's it. I guess we'll just get our CNMAT in 5 years. Go team!
Whee! You're welcome. The platform to safely express that rage. At the same time, it'd be nice if this were a bigger show and I could fear Secret Service arriving right now.
Yeah.
But we're good.
It's fine. That was a character.
Yes.
That was not my actual opinion.
Nope. This is all just fiction.
Fiction.
Mm-hmm. What if, though, we classified bullets as babies and the shooting of them became some sort of...
Yeah, that's where I was thinking they were going with it.
Yeah.
Was that, but...
Or, I guess, not babies. Because once they're babies, it doesn't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Ovum,
Yeah.
maybe.
Bullet fetuses.
Yes, bullet fetuses. Yeah. There we are. Oh, good. I don't have to think of a name for this show now. Okay. Thank you. And... sadness. But thank you. Cory.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Surely you have something just as lighthearted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, mine's also pretty political too.
Yay! CNMAT. Yeah. Go, Cory.
Candy nipples make a tit. You can write your mother about it. She'll say, hey, son, don't write me this smut. It is very inappropriate. Candy nipples. Hiya, folks. It's your old pal, titty-lovin' Tony. Back with another beloved appearance on this titty-rific podcast. As you might have just extrapolated from that hilarious jingle, I got a new job. I'm the official spokesperson extraordinaire for the sexiest candy available this side of the Mississippi. They calls them candy nipples on account of them being shaped like nipples and made out of genuine sugar. These titties are sweet like molasses and bad for your teeth. The best part of this arrangement we got is they give me all the titties I can swallow. In fact, it's even become a problem as I've developed what doctors are calling the world's fastest case of terminal diabetes. I lost my favorite foot for these titties, so you better buy some. Play the jingle again. Candy nipples, take it from Tone. He can't eat all these nipples alone, but he'll try his best, and if you eat the rest, then you'll split the prize in this titty contest. Candy nipples.
Yeah. You know, just, it feels like literally days ago, there was a talk of Tony making organic appearances in the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not forcing Tony back into the program.
I didn't force him in. I came up with candy nipples.
And you can't not bring Tony out when candy nipples.
I didn't think Tony and then create candy nipples. It was candy nipples. It was organic. It was natural. It was meant to be.
Yeah. And Don't get confused. Nothing organic about candy nipples.
No.
So bad for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So bad. Sucralose, aspartame,
The works.
Splenda, just everything.
Yeah.
Every fake sugar product.
Asbestos? Why not?
Yeah.
Let's get some asbestos in there.
That keeps it all together. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Was that political? I don't know. To some. We
I'll
couldn't
let-
show
I'll let
candy.
the stream decide.
Yeah, we couldn't show candy nipples on the stream.
Yeah.
I know that
Yeah.
much.
Think about it,
Yeah.
man.
Supreme Court. I don't know. Tyler, hey. I'm sure there's some sort of gulf of a middle ground between candy nipples and fetus bullets. Let's see where on that spectrum you've landed with your CNMAT.
Congratulations. Now my ass tingles. You guys ever have a human interaction? And then you enter into that human interaction thinking, this is a non-sexual human interaction. Definitely. There is no way I'm going to have sex with any of these people. And they are highly unlikely to want to have sex with me. So, phew, I don't need to think about that. One less thing. And then someone says something nice to you, or does something nice, or has something nice, and then it's CNMAT. Congratulations, now my ass tingles. It's not their fault, but they did it to you. So whose fault is that really? The notion enters your mind against your will, and now you have a tingle in and around your ass and perineum. Now you got to stop looking at anyone's mouth, or it'll just get more intense. Just nod, don't look at anyone's mouth, and casually push your hips back to conceal the twitching in your genitals. Great. Now you're thinking about genital twitching. CNMAT, and even more this time, and also parts of my scrotum. You think, maybe you just step outside of this open casket funeral just to get some air. You were only here to deliver the edible arrangement anyway. You don't know any of these people. There's no need to excuse yourself. Just get back in your van with the beaded seat cover. Great, great. CNMAT. Congratulations. Now my ass tingles again.
Yeah. Somebody was nice for a second. And I do have to make sure that word does get to Tyler, because now that's all I can think. Mickey over here in chat, I keep thinking that Tyler's talking into a mini mag light. Yeah, no.
It's not plugged. Yeah, it's a flashlight.
I can see that now too, and now it's all I can see. And now my ass tingles.
Opening a box.
Segment 2, pickup lines. Oh, this is not going to help. It's going to keep spreading down the thighs, up the belly. Yeah, think about the tingle spread. Think about it. Pickup lines. Love connections are weird. Hookups, while maybe arguably weirder, are a lot less stressful. Pickup lines generally don't lead to love connections. Few stories to grandkids about how Meemaw and Pop Pop met start with filthy innuendo. So go on. Have a little irresponsible fun and fling them hookup conversation starters at the feet of your object of desire with your 3 parentheses. Number 3, close parentheses. I don't have to do that. Best pickup lines. 2 are from the following things. And of course, round we go, as segment 2 is oft. Melony Ford, let's get pickup lines started. A little backstory. I was going to give you social anxiety until I searched social anxiety and found that I had already given you pickup lines from social anxiety. So that's why I keep all of the scripts and search them anytime I think I might be repeating myself. Didn't expect it to be repeated the same thing in the same prompt to the same person, spread out over months, but there you go.
Yeah, but now I understand how you see me. So
I think it tracks. I think it tracks.
I'm the one. They come from my brain. It's not thinking about you. So instead, quickly pivoted on that, and instead asked for your pickup lines from Unbridled Enthusiasm.
Hey, I don't come very often, and I'll leave you feeling depressed after.
Shit. Just give them to me from social anxiety then. Oh, okay. Cory, let's hear your first pickup line tour from Spenser's Gifts.
I see you're perusing our selection of humorous magnets. Might I recommend this one that features two women kissing with the caption, vegetarian?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, and yeah, I just remembered. Mickey and I worked in a Dappies.
I'm not familiar.
It was Spenser,
that what kind of an
it was
equivalent
Spenser
of that?
Gifts,
Oh,
sort of a
okay, yeah.
holiday store.
Gotcha.
I think it was Dappy.
Mm.
Yeah, we worked together like 30 years ago. I just remembered. Oh, the subconscious. It brings it. And Tyler Kinney, your first of 3 pickup lines to or from energy efficient windows.
Let's go back to your place and save thousands of dollars in heating and cooling expenses over the lifetime of your home because I'm energy efficient windows.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just trying to make the world a better place. One hookup at a time. Melony, second time around. Unbridled enthusiasm.
You looking for a good time you're only remotely capable of experiencing because you're taking 200 milligrams of daily brain drugs? Call me.
I mean,
It really puts the in unbridled.
yeah. Yeah. Or just takes the off.
Yeah.
And it's just
bridles the shit out of that enthusiasm.
Just chomp down on the bit. Your enthusiasm has been bridled. Spenser's Gifts. Oh man, can only hope it's the. I hesitate to say employee.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
All
He
right.
thinks he might be.
Second pickup line to or from Spenser's Gifts.
Perhaps you're in the market for something a little more scatological. Here's a book of 500 fart and poop jokes with a foreword by Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I think Spenser Gifts, I just think of the
Well, don't undercut what my
yeah,
last one might
we'll
be.
make sure that we don't have that. I won't. See if we were on the same
Yeah.
page. All right. And maybe it wasn't Mickey, but a couple other people from the Secretions. I know I worked at that shop with them, so I'm not sure if it was Mickey specific. Sorry, I'm answering questions. Tyler, second to or from energy efficient windows.
I'm not wearing any underwear because I'm energy efficient windows.
Okay, I thought it might have been a double painting sort of a gag. No, it's just who would put underwear on energy efficient windows.
That'd be crazy.
Some idiot.
Same weirdo that's got crocheted toilet seat covers connecting it all. Let's get to finishing up pickup lines because we've only got a half hour. Melony, third pickup line to or from Unbridled Enthusiasm.
Yeah, kind of figured out where it was going.
Okay.
I'll bridle your enthusiasm because I'm into horseplay.
Damn it.
We're both sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
but-
why we shouldn't riff
but you
after
stopped-
each romp.
You stopped me from riffing on yours. I could have ruined that one too. Old people novelty cards, over the hill cards, over the hill novelty cards, dangly titties. No?
No,
Okay.
no,
All right.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Good thing you had a fourth. Cory, your third Spenser's gift card.
Enough of this idle chit-chat. Meet me by the blacklight posters and we can discuss our favorite categories of anti-pornography.
Do we have to limit it to categories?
There's so many, though. He's a man of all seasons.
Yeah. Let's all just on three say futa and move on. I don't. What's happening? Tyler, let's wrap up some pickup lines with your third tour from energy efficient windows.
You can slam your dick in me because I'm energy efficient windows.
Or at least press against it. I don't know. I want to slam it. Moving on. We're precariously perched on the precipice of running long. Segment 3, it's closing arguments. As we've recently and crushingly been reminded, the justice system in this country isn't super great. Truth and facts and all that nerd shit doesn't really amount to a hill of beans in the law offices of just win, baby. And so in closing arguments, your job isn't necessarily to change any minds or bring about any justice, but instead to simply convince the jury that your client might not be as bad as they might seem to be. Reasonable doubt is the name of the game. I'm putting weird punctuation and pauses in so many places. So let's hear your closing arguments defending these fucking things then. Again, just wrong pause. I just didn't keep reading. Moving on. Melony, let's hear your closing arguments in defense of, again, these things that some people might find bad. Your mileage may vary. Your closing arguments in defense of walking in on someone who forgot to lock the public restroom door.
Citizens of the jury, a bathroom door is like a kind of lottery. Will you find an empty bathroom, a locked door, or will you find a story? Sure, most of the time you find a socially acceptable bathroom. You also most times lose an actual lottery. But once in a rare while, you find a preteen girl with horrible menstrual diarrhea desperately trying to hold the door closed from the toilet. Or you find two strangers having sex in a Dollar Tree. Or you even find a closeted queer having a nervous breakdown in the middle of their shift on the bathroom floor, who in a panic does all the body movements to shield themselves as if they were on the toilet while fully dressed on the floor. And I'm not just defending walking in on someone who forgot to lock a public bathroom door, because every single one of these things happened to me, the vulnerable idiot with likely undiagnosed neurodivergency who sometimes forgets the little things like locks, and I'm trying to be okay with the unmitigated embarrassment of it all. No. I am here today defending walking in on someone who forgot to lock a public bathroom door, because in those moments, I enriched the lives of strangers with absolutely batshit stories. For they too were also mortified, and they too must laugh to cope. So open doors with abandon, members and witnesses of this court. I think I was going to write one more line, and then I forgot to. Just, my client's fine.
Oh, hi, someone coming in for the next show. Maybe it's Spenser. Who knows? I should have... Oh, hello, welcome. I should apologize for asking you on this show. Just so many things just seem to lead. All roads lead to trauma. Stab. But you know what? If you want to, okay. Help yourself. Cory Barringer.
Yes.
I don't know. You might have feelings one way or the other about this. But let's hear your defense, though. Your closing arguments in defense of rap rock.
Kick it! Your Honor, my client has been portrayed by the prosecution as many things. Derivative, washed up, unlistenable. But we deny none of these allegations. What we object to is this notion that a subgenre of music cannot be allowed to ba with to ba as it sees fit. The prosecution claims that they are simply trying to make the world a safer place by outlawing rap rock, that no other subgenre is at risk of rolling into obscurity. But I implore you to consider that it is a slippery slope. And it starts with one thing, this trial. Next, they'll be coming for new metal. That's simply not a world I want to live in.
Okay. Now I half wonder where you would have gone, because new metal was my other thought of what to give you. So, everything's fine. What could they steal? Thank you Cory, thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a bad time. The late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good.
Is
in it.
there?
I think there's some good stuff that would be considered rap rock.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
See, this show is bad for me too because it helps me remember things that I don't necessarily like. Not as bad as any of that list. And you know what? I need to take it back already after saying it and after I say what I'm saying because this does not equate to any of that trauma. But I remember when I heard rap rock from Better Than Ezra trying to remain relevant at the time, and it hurt.
That's a bummer.
It hurt. It really hurt. You know, the same as preteen period diarrhea. As far as the effect that it has on one's soul, I liked him. King of New Orleans, and now they're pandering.
Yeah.
It hurt. Oh, it's this show, the sliding scale of trauma. Tyler, let's wrap up closing arguments, and soon, maybe when we get to the fourth prompt, I'll unfurl for the audience the theme that I accidentally gave Tyler. I don't know if he saw it or no. Okay, well,
Nah.
I just noticed it when we got there. Anyway, Tyler, let's hear your closing arguments in defense of the dollar store freezer section.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Zoom court, for far too long we've all been under the thumb of big expiration date. You can't buy any food without dates and times marring the product design with needless ink. It's all a matter of record that it's all a ploy by the Ink Commission to create a population legally dependent on an endless flow of needless ink. We all know this to be true. I know it, you know it, and the Vietnam vet cooling off his balls in the dollar store freezer section knows it. Is it any mystery that just as people started using email instead of mailing printed letters, all of a sudden we simply must know when it's best to eat our yogurt by? No, I contend it is no mystery. It is the oligarchs over at Ink Inc. trying to get us to pay to have a needless date stamped on every piece of food we buy. And now is the time to send them a message. Them and all the fat cats at supermarkets who throw out perfectly good food in the name of an abundance of caution. What do you have to do to send them this message? Do you have to arm yourself, find out where they live, and visit atrocities upon them while their screaming family begs you to stop? And you're dressed like a figure skater? Do you have to do that? Blood all over your bedazzled unitard? No, you don't have to do that. That would be crazy. All you have to do is shop at the frozen freezer section of the dollar store. From frostbitten peas to frostbitten burritos, it's clear as day that what they contain is things that you can eat. You don't need to check the date, and don't you dare. Don't cave in to that fear-mongering of our date-stamping overlords. My client simply wants to take the dumpster out of dumpster diving. And in its place, put an ex-con with a cash register. And what is so wrong with that? Getting food to people who want it? Is feeding people wrong? Is Mother Teresa a bitch for trying to feed people? Would you spit in her face and call her a bitch for feeding people? I'm guessing not. And I'm only guessing, I'm not certain. I'm just making an optimistic guess that you wouldn't punch Mother Teresa in the back of the head, call her a bitch, and spit on her rhinoceros-like skin. All just for feeding people? That's crazy. That's what crazy people do. And it would be crazy to convict my client. So for me, for you, for the frozen peas, and for Mother Teresa, and the ex-con, and also America, do what in your heart you know is cool.
Yeah. Would you? Would you push her down? I don't know. Thank you, Tyler. It's pre-freegan, guys. You're paying for it before it's in the dumpster. It's just nothing wrong with it. This came from people besmirching the good name of shopping in the at least refrigerated section of dollar stores. Still good. Just don't buy a sliced cheese. It never melts. It's made of wax. Segment 4. Review it. At some point, I'm going to have to go look at the door. Reviews are the internet world's way of guiding future consumers down the path of safe capitalism. These reviews, left long ago by Ugly Bumper 69 or Proud Cat Mommy 69, are here to light your journey through the present-day decision-making. Your present-day, it doesn't matter. Reviewers are heroes, is what I think I'm saying, and you can be heroes with Review It, where you're asked to give us your reviews of the following things in the styles of these specific outlets. Oh, one day my mouth will work again. Melony Ford. You start this, and I'm going to go over there. Melony Ford. Let's hear a Travelocity review for the world of the Candyland board game.
The following are select reviews from some of the various tourist attractions in Candyland. Rainbow Trail. 1 out of 5. This Sin Bridge is full of groomers. I haven't been, but I heard so on Twitter. Peppermint Forest. 2 out of 5. It smelled lovely, but the mint wind really hurt her eyes. The resort sold goggles, but they were like $75, a total ripoff. Gumdrop Mountains. 5 out of 5. They looked like boobies. Peanut Acres. 2 out of 5. The sites were lovely, but I forgot my EpiPen. Acre Management insisted they were not financially liable, even though there was no mention of needing an EpiPen in any of the pamphlets. Grandma Nut. 5 out of 5. She lives up to her name. She will let you nut in her because she's a grandma and she can't get pregnant anymore. Also, great saggy titties. Chocolate Swamp. 1 out of 5. It did not smell like chocolate. Vomit emoji. And that's been the collection of reviews.
Oh, well, good. And I got back just in time for saggy titties. And I don't want to know what happened in that chocolate swamp. Thank you, Melony. I will thoroughly enjoy that when I listen to it when I edit it later. But they love it. Thank you so much. Very patient audience members. I appreciate them.
Oh, that's nice.
They could have come in here.
They could have.
But they wouldn't understand. And one guy, fairly enough, thought that it was like a rehearsal or something.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which makes sense because
why
we're
would you
in
want
here.
to intrude?
Yeah, and we're in here by ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, in a manner of speaking, every staff show is really a rehearsal for a show that never ends up happening.
Well, I'm editing the episode. It's. We'll repair this somehow. Audiences will be back. Thank you, Melony. Next review. I've been sitting on this one for a while, and you seemed like the person for it. Corey.
I'm gonna disappoint you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'll use it again later.
Please do.
No. Let's hear a Rolling Stone review of Munch's Make Believe Band.
Okay, so this is a guest piece that was written by the 8-year-old son of the editor of Rolling Stone.
All right.
This one time for my birthday yesterday, we went to Chuck E. Cheese and had a party for my birthday. Mm-hmm. It was very cool and fun until the Chuck E. Cheese band started. They looked like animals, but they moved like skeletons if skeletons were robots. The music was very loud, and I didn't like the music or their eyes, especially when they looked next to themselves without moving their heads, and their eyes looked very scary. When the band was done, I got to go play again, and I won lots of tickets, and so I got to get a red kazoo because they didn't have orange, and orange is my favorite color, but Cousin Tyler, who's 13, says that red is close enough, and on the way home, Mom said if I'm good all year, she'll take me to Sunsplash next time.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. Those eyes move a lot more than their head does.
I hate them so much. It's the side eye. It's when they look to the they all seem suspicious of each other. It's horrible. I hate it.
I mean, they've been a band for a long time. A lot of shit's gone down.
Yeah.
It's Fleetwood Mac up there.
Yeah. They've all fucked each other's wives.
Yes, is what I'm saying.
A lot of stuff simmering.
You don't have a band leader named Munch and expect shit is not a little off. All right. Tyler.
Hi.
I don't think we've done one of these in a little bit. So and we all understand the platform. So, Tyler, let's hear a NextDoor thread about a neighborhood yard sale. What could go with it?
As a community, I think it's high time we raise the standards for what we deign to call a yard sale in this cul-de-sac. We've been sadly lacking, and I'm sure you agree. I propose a two-pronged approach. 1, more and better things for sale. 2, less gross things for sale. Selling a bag of pennies for more than their face value is not acceptable. Styrofoam peanuts painted to look like real peanuts? That's lame. A lawnmower full of broken seashells? That's inexcusable. At least clean out the shells, Pamela. How did you even lawn mow up so many shells? We're landlocked. This all falls under point number 1, sell more better things. Are you really using your Peloton? Does your old iPad have some emotional connection for you? Does the ghost of your mom live in it or something? It's time to purge people, sell the good stuff, try harder. One of those hospice shower chair things with the toilet in it? Even if the sign says it was lightly used, I met your mom, Tammy. That thing was never lightly used. Even if her decline was in fact rapid, maybe she only blew that thing up a few times before she succumbed to the tumors, but still, I wouldn't call it fit for market. This falls under category 2, less gross things. No one is going to drive through this gated community for a shower shitter. And Deborah, bags of brand new baby clothes? You never had a baby, Deborah. You just gained weight for 9 months and then cried a lot and learned to cross the... Oh my, I'm just putting together what that might mean. And my backspace key doesn't work. I'm sorry. I would just take that part out. Just call me. We can do porch wine. Because you can drink again, girly. I'm sorry. I know we all want to project an image of success. Oh,
sorry. There was too much of a pause.
Cut it.
No, go ahead.
Edit. There's nothing better.
I wasn't sure. Are you sure? You don't want to pile on Deborah some more? You can.
I'm sorry to give you more work, but cut. You can cut it. It wasn't going to go uphill.
Oh, but now I want to know. It felt like I jumped the gun. Oh. Okay.
It's good.
We'll call it. I didn't mean to rush to Deborah's aid. Now you can drink again, girlie. No. Oh. Thank you, Tyler. Was there much more? Hopefully not.
It was fluff.
Okay.
Patting it out.
God damn it. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. Well, no, I'm sorry because I love hearing all the terrible news. Oh, but we must press ever forward, and we can all just fill in the blanks of how much more of a pounding Deborah was going to take. Leave some mystery. Let's wrap up the program with Department of Tourism, segment 5. Quick! Before the next wave rolls through and nobody even bats an eye. I'd read an article that it's coming again, and you assume. Get out there and see the world. Tour places like there's no tomorrow, because brother, who knows? In Department of Tourism, you are the newly appointed tourism director of the following places, and it's your job to convince us to go. It's your job to convince us go-placers. That's what happens when you write something and then don't rewrite it or reread it. That yours is a place to which we should go. Be it for a day, a weekend, or just maybe even set down roots. Melony Ford. I don't know. Let's hear your guide to the I Guess It Turned Out Okay Islands.
Welcome to the I Guess It Turned Out Okay Islands. As you probably know, we used to be the continental United States of America, but everything got blown to bits so badly during the empiric collapse of 2027 that this concentrated landmass is now a bunch of small to mid-sized islands. And I guess it turned out okay. As you remember, we managed to convince the conservatives that life begins in compaction, when the gunpowder is packed tight into the shell of the bullet, and that got rid of the Second Amendment. But we hadn't really thought that through, and it turned out they had a bunch of bombs and tanks and nukes, none of which require building bullets. Whoops! But now we're a bunch of islands, and even though we destroyed Canada and Mexico in the process, I guess it turned out okay. I guess it turned out okay Islands is technically a united set of lands, but we're pretty big into island rights here. The hope was that each island would have a court not made of I guess it turned out okay island terrorists, but well, not all the islands were successful there. But we brought back guns and abolished respectability politics, so I guess it's gonna turn out okay. Come and visit the I Guess It Turned Out Okay Islands and participate in a small maintenance revolution today.
Yay. Thank you, Melony. The more you come around here, the more I do feel like I am providing a service.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been to therapy in a year, so thank God for staff.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh, man. Is there a copay for that? Can I get my beak wet on? No. Thank you, Melony. Where can people enjoy more Melony Ford in their lives?
Yeah, you can find me all over the internet at Oops, a Non-Binary, all one word. So that's Instagram, TikTok. I'm on Twitter now, I shouldn't be, but there I am. Yeah, I think that's everything right now. I don't have any shows so far in July, so because my usuals are canceled. So
I just heard about that.
yeah, sorry, I was gonna Whoops.
No, it's fine. It's good. Well, thank you. We'll shoehorn you in there somewhere. I'm sure. Oh, it is July now. Well.
Yeah.
4 more weeks. We'll see. I like to space them out, but maybe sooner because I'm not good at booking. Anybody want to be on the show next week? Thank you, Melony. Cory Barringer.
Yeah.
Let's hear your tourism guide for a little place called Epictropolis.
Welcome to Epictropolis. We've got some totally epic things planned for this most radical week on the island. But first, sit your ass down and read the Iliad. And yeah, we do mean actually read it, bruh.
Yeah.
There will be a test, and if you don't pass with at least a B-, you won't get to snorkel later. And you're gonna want to snorkel, my good man. We've also got some bitchin' go-karts you can ride up the side of a fucking volcano. But first, you gotta translate 10 lines of Beowulf from its original Old English. But want to know the best part of the island? The babes. Nothing but 10s, and they're hella down for whatever, as long as you can recite anything from by Lord Byron. Not gonna lie, these chicks get so wet for biting satire about the elevated stature of heroic verse. But that shouldn't be a problem if you did the summer reading, though, right, broski?
Right, bro.
Anyway, got a jet. We're doing a dramatic reading of Paradise Lost, and I got dibs on Lucifer. Smell you later, brah.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Wonderful. Incorporating all ends of epicness.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have gone for some wakeboarding, but maybe that's just my definition of epic. Thank you. Thank you, Cory. Always wonderful. How might people enjoy more Cory Barringer in their lives, in person, online, however have you?
I do shows all around town and stuff. And then you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HunkyCory. And you could also follow me on TikTok, just at Cory Barringer. Been having a lot of fun on there. So
awesome.
I would recommend following me on there for the most fun, juicy content.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being had. And let's wrap this up real quick so that we can attend to... It's an audience. That's nice.
You have an audience.
That's fun. That's wonderful. Tyler, so I'm getting back to my tease that nobody cares about. I didn't realize that I had subconsciously laid in something of a theme for you when I went back to proof all the prompts before I sent them out. It's just sort of a domestic bliss. I don't know. You got for your pickup lines, you got energy efficient windows. Closing arguments, dollar store freezer section,
I guess so.
Reviews, a NextDoor thread about a neighborhood yard sale. And for your tourism, Tyler Kinney, let's hear your guide to Ask-Yer-Mom-sylvania.
Yeah, this one hit close to home.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to do this in my voice. Did you shit? I mean poop? Are you sure? I'm gonna check. Okay, you did. It's okay. Next time we'll just try to get to the potty, right? It's okay. It's just been a long day. Let's get you cleaned up. Oh, you want to go to the splash park? Well, ask your mom. And it's time to slip away to Ask-Yer-Mom-sylvania. That's right. Let your cares melt away in that 30 to 60 seconds you buy yourself when your kid waddles off with this one single purpose, to ask his mom something. Will he even remember what it was? If he does, you might be able to stretch that into a luxurious 90 seconds. Imagine that. 90 seconds of blissful relaxation. You could look at your phone, or you could just stare off into the middle distance and imagine the other things you could be doing. Anything, really. Remember when you'd spend whole days at a coffee shop smoking hand-rolled cigarettes and drinking coffee, just laughing with friends like you were some kind of European? That was good. Did you even know it was good at the time? You're snapped out of Ask-Yer-Mom-sylvania and back into your stupid body. Mommy said to ask you. Okay, sure, buddy. Let's go to the splash park. Put your shoes on if you want to go. They're by the door. Your shoes are by the door. Walk to the door. Walk to the door and put your shoes on. If you want to go to the splash park, first you need to put your shoes on. And you'll be counting the moments until you get back to the void-like purgatory of Ask-Yer-Mom-sylvania. But don't worry, we'll leave the light on for you. It's a gleaming orb of your youth. Hit it.
Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. I also realized in my panic, in my rush, not that I know. I forgot to ask where people can enjoy more Tyler. I probably could have skipped this.
Yeah.
Oh, I got juicy content.
Oh shit!
No, I don't at all. Just dry ass non-content.
No, we got to keep directing people to Not a Mess on SoundCloud before you take it down. Tyler with songs on SoundCloud. Artist, Not a Mess. Enjoy it. All right, but now let's call it a program. Thank you all. That was the Stab Show. Thanks for joining us. And, of course, a very special thank you to our incredible panel. Melony Ford, I almost called you Molly Doan. Cory Barringer and Tyler Kinney. Now, hey, you want to see this show in person? Maybe show up an hour before the show that you were going to come to so you don't sit in the lobby by yourself. That's weirdly passive-aggressive. But you can come out to the Stab Comedy Theater Fridays at 7 or tune in on Stab TV on twitch.tv/Stab Comedy. 7 o'clock Fridays. That's where we'll be. But that's all we got for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I've been your host, Jesse Jones, saying so many things, most of which I probably won't regret later. Good night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It always is. Oh, such a powerhouse panel. Could I ask one of you to take care of that's not immediately leaving quickly to just take care of that for me while I tear this down? Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. We're not even close to done. In fact, one could say we're just getting started. Camp Wanderlust will begin in, let's call it 8-ish minutes, whatever the timer says when I click it over here. Oh, it's 7.5 minutes. Thank you, Tyler. I'll bother you again soon, but I want to talk like a person and not just get you on the show. I don't know. I don't know how to interact as a person, so I'll figure it out. But I'll talk to you later. Stick around, guys. Camp Wanderlust coming up in, well, it says 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
He stands like a statue, becomes part of the machine, feeling all the bumpers, always playing clean. He plays by intuition, I've never seen him fall. The deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays mean pinball. Don't hear no buzzes and bells, don't see no lights a-flashing. He plays by sense of smell, he always gets a replay. The digit counters fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, he has to be a twist. A pinball wizard, he's got such a supple wrist. He's a pinball wizard, his score shoots even more. He's a pinball wizard, the world's new pinball lord.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You change your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all through the eye. Love the tiger. Face to face, out in the heat. Hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds till we take to the street. For we kill with a skill to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the cream of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all through the eye of the tiger. Rising up straight to the top. Have the guts, got the glory. With the distance, now I'm not gonna stop. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the cream of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all through the eye of the tiger. 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 steam train. If you just lay down your tracks, you could have an aeroplane flying. If you bring your blue skies back, all you do is call me. I'll be anything you need. You could have a big dipper going out and down around the bend. You could have a bumper car bumping. This amusement never ends. I wanna be the sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? Oh, you better call the sledgehammer. And this will be my testimony. Sledgehammer. Show me round your fruit cake, and I will be your honeybee. Open up your fruit cake, where the fruit is sweet as can be. I wanna be the sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? Oh, you better call the sledgehammer, and there will be no doubt about it. I've kicked a habit, shed my skin. You know this is a new start. I go dancing in. Won't you show for me? And I will show for you. Please show for me. And I will show for you. Yeah, 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 I do mean you. Oh, only you. You've been coming through. We're gonna build that power. Build up that power. Oh, feeding the rhythm. I've been feeding the rhythm. Gonna feel that power. Yeah, building you. Oh, come on, help me through. Come on, help me through. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been feeding the rhythm. I've been feeding the rhythm. This can be my testimony.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really want. If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, you gotta make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we will be just fine. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really want. Tell me what you want. I wanna, really, really, really wanna see me sing. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy. That's the way it is. Oh, what you think about that? Now you know how I feel. Say you can handle my love, baby. Are you for real? Are you for real? I won't be hasty. I'll give you a try. And if you really bug me,
Welcome to the Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for Camp Wanderlust. Please welcome to the stage your host, Spenser Sellen.
tell me what you want, what you really want.
Woo! How we all doing, everybody? Good, good. The light is not bright enough because you can't see enough of me. Not every single region, not yet. All right, it's an intimate show. Anyway, how are we doing? Welcome to Wanderlust. Camp Wanderlust, everybody. Got to stay on brand, Spencer. Got to stay on brand. We doing good? Yeah, hell yeah. Are we doing good? Come on, give a little more enthusiasm. There we go. Yes, all right, thank you. All right, my parents are in the crowd, all right? It's going to be a great night. I'm excited. Everyone's looking around like, I wonder who it could be. It's actually that young gentleman in the corner back there. Thank you, Poppy. I appreciate you. All right, welcome. The Camp Wanderlust, to give you a little bit of an idea, I'm seeing some new faces. Camp Wanderlust is a storytelling show featuring comedians sharing scary stories, silly stories. It's a storytelling show. It can be really anything that they want. It's always a great time. My particular story, I was going to tell a different story tonight, but because I just found out my parents are going to be here like 20, 30 minutes ago, I'm deciding to tell the story of the time that I faked a drug test to get a job. No, it's all comedy, I swear. I swear. Okay, so has anyone had to take a drug test for work, like to get a job? Yes, a bunch of people. It's annoying. I mean, I'm looking at my mom and dad. It's annoying, right? No, it is kind of annoying. Just I can do the job, okay? What I do in my spare time is my own business. But anyway, it's their business, so they wanted me. And let me back up. I'm about to get like my first big boy job out of college. Like I'm working a bullshit internship right now. Like I hate my life. My mom's picking me up from the internship every day. Like I hate my life. They hired the other intern and not me. Like it was a great time to be alive for me right now. Being 25, man, that quarter life crisis. But I digress. So I got offered like my first big boy job. It was like an office job for a company that sold elevators. All right, I was gonna soar through the sky. It was whatever pun works. But anyway, so I have to take a drug test to get this job, and like I'm not like a degenerate, but I couldn't piss clean at the time. So I mean, just a little weed, nothing crazy. Okay, it's California. All right, my dad's looking down in shame, like God. Oh, this bastard kid, I swear to God. You have to remember, you love me, okay? All right? This is what happens when you're raised by a British person. The only time you can tell them that you love each other is when you're on stage and everyone's laughing, because it's not real. No heckling, Dad. Anyway, so I go to like the piss doctor place, whatever it's called, to take the sample. But before I go there, like I'm working that internship, remember, and I have another fellow intern who I asked him for a favor. I said, "Hey, buddy, I know that you're pretty cool. You look like you're like in a Mormon band or something like that, like an Osmond grandchild or something. So I need to borrow some pee-pee." He was cool about it, though. He was cool about it. He was cool about it, Dad. Don't worry. He was great. He was cool. He said, "Okay, no worries. We'll go. I'll give you some pee. I won't even charge you for it." What a gentleman, right? What a gentleman. The audacity of some people to charge them for their clean pee-pee. I know, right? I was disgusted, too, as someone charging them for that. That's all I was disgusted at. I completely used the word pee-pee. Of course I did. It's a business transaction, sir. I use business words, all right? You draft the letter of credit. I, Spenser Stellan's, promise other party 1 unit of PP. Okay? I went to business school. It's how it works. I'm not, let's not get into specifics here. Okay? I went to business school, not spelling school, sir, okay? All right, Mr. Genius in the back. God, I'm not used to having all these intelligent hecklers who know how to spell. PP. I don't know, sir. Anyway, I'm sorry. I get a little bit heated about PP, as you can tell. It's an important subject. No, but okay. So, because I'm a gentleman, I say, hey, you're doing me a favor. Let me do you a favor. Let me take you out for a delicious round table pizza buffet first. Okay, and gleefully accepted. So we had a delicious Round Table Pizza buffet lunch. I'm not sure why I'm giving it. It is sponsored. This show is sponsored by Round Table, apparently. Okay, that $5 is worth it. Anyway, so I'm a cheap sponsor. Anyway, so at the Round Table, get them full of delicious pizza, and so now it's business time. So I don't know why I felt the need to go with him, but we both go into the bathroom. And because I have to coach him. I don't know. I mean, hey, look, it's my first time getting pee from someone. It's hopefully his first time, too, giving pee to somebody. Okay, we're dropping the second pee because now we're friends. Okay, we're keeping it casual. All right, dropping the syllable. But anyway, so he is in the stall, like, preparing the specimen for me. And I'm, for some reason, coaching him, like, on the other side of the stall. You know, and, you know, because the sight that this person saw when this person walked into the bathroom and he sees me, like, on the other side of a bathroom stall, like, coaching him, like, all right, man. So just aim towards the little bucket. Keep it in there, though. We don't want to get wet. I need something's going to spill. Then, oh, shit, getting caught. But anyway, so I get the sample. And luckily the place is right next door. So I'm wearing like those spandex like boxer shorts. So it has a really tight, so I just kind of just put it in there and it's got like a little pocket to go next door. Go next door, walk over. As I sit down, I feel something weird, but I don't know. I didn't really pay any mind to it. So but then I get back up to sign like papers, like my name is Spenser, why I'm here, it's for this job, blah, blah, blah. And as I'm signing this, like I'm feeling like a weird sensation like down my leg. Like I don't really understand it. And then at this point, you guys are already probably way ahead of me, but when you're going to smuggle in pee-pee into a separate place, don't wear khakis. Don't wear khakis, because it's going to be real obvious real fast that there's a problem going on. So as soon as I felt the sensation, I realized, oh, I need to take the test now. All right, I know, Mom. I know, but don't worry. You know how it ends. All right, so I got to get into that bathroom now. They just put you like in a bathroom and you just kind of fill it and you bring it out. And so I had enough to work. There wasn't enough down my pants. But now I have to do like, do you remember like in the 90s, every like teen melodrama, they all had their jackets like tied around their waist. They're like their hoodies or something like that. Well, I had to do like the opposite, like kind of like your waiter where they had a little bib in front. Like I'm just kind of hiding like this big pee-pee stain. Yeah, I was pretty proud of myself too, okay? I was very proud of myself. Anyway, so as I'm walking out of the urine office place, I don't know why words escaping me. I'm walking out of the office, and they're like, "Sir, are you okay?" And as soon as I heard "sir," I just started running out of the building. I actually have no idea what they were calling after me. They probably saw like the pee falling out of my leg, but I was gone. Off into the night, and they never knew about me ever again. I still got the job, and I worked there for like 7 years and got laid off because of COVID. Oh, well, all right, they never got me. Don't worry, Dad, you still love me. No heckling, Dad, no heckling. I love you. Okay, I left that open. I'm sorry, that's my fault. Anyway, all right, little ground rules, Dad. No heckling tonight, all right? Okay, thank you. But anyway, so that was a very rough landing for that story. But you know what I'm very excited for? I'm excited for the next 3 comics I got on tonight. These are some of my really close friends, some of the funniest people I know in town. I love them. This next guy coming up to the stage right now, he's been on my podcast several times. He's hilarious. I love this guy. Heart of gold. You're going to love him. Give it up for Joey Jaffray, everybody.
Spenser, everybody. Clap for Spenser one more time. Yay. The pea-covered, possibly divorced from his parents after this, Spenser. I'll take you in, buddy. I got like 40 kids. I'll add you to the birthday list. It's no biggie. You guys doing good, man? I did want to tell you about this really terrifying thing that happened to me last year around this time. It was July. Little side note, I am afraid of everything. So, but I feel like this was actually terrifying what I went through. I was on a show up in Yreka, California. Have you guys ever been there? Yeah, so you know, right? It's like 4 hours away, and it was a trip, man. When it started off, I got on the road. Everything was really good. I was having a good time. On the way to Yreka, California, is a little town called Weed, California. Yeah, and I don't know if you could tell by looking at me, but I had to stop, you know, just for the novelty of it, you know. Gotta pick up some black tar heroin in that town. Excellent black tar heroin in Weed, California. But no, I'm just kidding. I bought weed. And so I get up. That is exactly when the good times ended, by the way. I get up towards Jefferson County in Yreka, California. And as soon as I get in Yreka, man, I start getting this really weird, uneasy feeling about stuff. Because it's like their mountains were beautiful, but their hills had eyes. Do you know what I mean? Like it was a little scary, you know? So I get up to this shitty little like roadside motel. Just picture any generic shitty little roadside motel you've seen. It's exactly like that, built in the 50s, like never updated since, right? And the dude that owns the place is super nice. He's this 80-year-old guy or whatever. I check in. I start taking my bags into the room. And the guy in the room next to me is sitting out in front of his door, like between our two rooms on this little, like, you know, like a fucking chair like that. I don't know why that took me so long to think of a chair. So he's this dude. And to this day, I honestly can't figure out if this was like an 86-year-old man or like a 27-year-old guy who just had a lot of meth. Because this dude was like ashen skin, hanging off the bones, like 1,000-mile stare would just like look right through you. And me being the idiot jovial person I am, when we made eye contact, I was like, hey man, what's up, how you doing? Did not move, just fucking stared at me straight through. I was like, all right, that's a little fucking creepy. But okay, we're gonna roll with this is fine. So I get into my room, and it has this stench to it, like, all right, just quick poll. Any children of divorced parents in the audience? Couple? You just, yeah, 1, 2? All right, so you guys will know. Every other Sunday, when your dad picked you up and he'd take you over to his, like, studio apartment that was connected to a bar, and it had that stench of just, like, 30-year-old mildew and stale beer and cigarettes and just the heaviest depression you've ever smelled in your life. Like, it hit me in the face, man, just as soon as I walked in, and this room was just, it had a sickly, like, yellow light above it and everything. Like, I am freaked the fuck out at this point, thoroughly, you know? Like, I legitimately walked into a horror movie. And as soon as I smelled this, I was like, oh, man, I got to show my sister this. So I took a video. Do we actually have, were we able to get that visual aid of the room by any chance? No. Okay. No, not queued up. Okay, Spencer dropped the ball. We're gonna. It's okay. We're gonna do it on the small one because I feel like it's important that you guys see the fucking hell that I was in. Yeah. It's no. I'm just gonna hold it up, and you guys will see. It's fine. We're rolling with it. Videos. Where is this nightmare of a fucking room that I was trapped in? Yeah, nope, just my daughter swimming. We're scrolling. My daughter dressed as Mickey Mouse. Okay, here we go. All right, 17 seconds, real quick. Bro.
Fucking bricked in here, man. I'm like, Hollow Man is standing next to me. I'm fucking scared.
That was real. That was real fear you heard in my voice, all right? So I'm freaking out at this point, all right? So anyway, I get ready. I go to this show. I'm trying to forget about Hollow Man next to me, right? I get to this the show is right next to this motel, and it's outside. It's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun's beating down on us. It's July. The stage is like 3.5 football fields away from the audience. And any comedian in this room will tell you those are the best conditions to be doing stand-up comedy in. Obviously, I'm kidding. I bombed my ass off. It was horrible. They fucking hated me. I don't even think they were there. They were just like yards and yards and yards and miles away, shoving oysters into their face, not giving a single fuck. I was like, glad I drove out for this. Great time. By the way, every single penny I made that night went into that shitty motel room. So I'm already ahead, right? So I go out with my friend after this. He's driving me around all these bars. I'm trying to forget about the last several hours that happened, you know? And at the end of the night, it's like 1:45 in the morning at this point, you know? And he drives me back to the motel room. And I'm about to get out. We pull up to the place. And I go, oh, dude, before I hop out, I got to tell you about this scary-ass fucking dude that's next to me. He's a real psychopath. And to this day, he said something that still sends shivers up my spine. He looks at me and he goes, oh, no, you don't have to tell me about him. He's staring at us right now. And I look over my shoulder out of the car, and this dude is sitting on his bed, blinds fully pulled open, lights on, just staring, that 1,000-mile stare into absolute nothingness at 1:45 in the morning. What the fuck is this guy doing, right? So I'm like, all right, dude, well, like, you definitely have to make sure I get into this room now, because I'm legitimately afraid my face is going to be eaten off by the time I get there. So I get in there. He calls me as soon as I get in. He says, dude, you really need to look out for that guy. He stared at you the whole way in, and when you got up to your door, he stood up from his bed and pressed his fucking face against the window so he could stare at you as you got in your room. I'm like, cool. I think I just urinated myself. I'm like, I am legitimately scared again. Like, I'm freaking out, you know? So I'm like, okay. Whatever, like, this dude's really, like, fucking freaking me out. Like, I'm just gonna try to forget about it. I turn on the TV. This place bragged about having, like, 156 channels. Every single one of them was an infomercial. I have no idea how they did this. 156 different fucking infomercials. I'm legitimately in the Twilight Zone at this point. Like, I have no fucking clue what's going on. So I'm laying down on my bed, fucking, like, watching Netflix on my phone, trying to forget about all this shit. And then I hear the door handle jiggle. And I'm like, oh, this isn't fucking happening, man. Like, no. And he starts beating on the door and jiggling the handle. So I stand up. I'm like, all right, what's the score here? I got three options. I could either just swing the door open and start fucking punching this guy like mad without any questions asked. I could either call the 80-year-old dude who runs the place and make him fight him, or I could call the cops, right? So I'm like standing there. But first I was like, okay, well, maybe I don't have to come to any of that, right? Maybe I could just scare this guy away. So I'm looking at my peephole. He's like banging on the fucking door. He's trying the door handle. So I bluff, right? I'm like, never touched a gun in my life, but I'm like, bro, you better get the fuck out or I'm gonna blow your head off your shoulders. Get the fuck away from my door now. Swear to God, I'm still looking through the keyhole. This crazy motherfucker puts his head against the door. I was like, all right, that's pretty baller, dude. That is fucking legit baller stuff what you did right there. So I'm like, all right, on to option A, B, or C. I end up calling the fucking cops because the guy's not going away, and I didn't want to make the little dude fight him, and like I haven't punched anybody since the 5th grade, so I don't even know if these things work anymore, right? Like, just whatever. So I called the cops. That's what you're there for. They show up, right? I hear him out there. Get the fuck away from the door. Get away from the door. They finally get him away, right? I open the door. There's 2 cops there. They're trying to like get my statement about everything. He's trying to walk up the whole time. They're yelling at him to go away. As they're watching this, man, like the one cop is looking at me like, the fuck you call us for, man? Like, this is a little old man doing little old man things. Like, you're really nervous about this? Thankfully, the cop in charge was like, no, fuck you, that's scary. Like, go on, sir. Like, tell me this tale of horror that you're weaving for me. So thankfully he was there. They eventually get him back in the room. They sit him on the bed. They're asking all these questions, like, what fucking year is it? What color's the sky? Who's the president? Like, all this shit, right? And this is the first time I heard this man speak throughout this entire interaction. He said, who is the president? And this guy just goes, we don't have one. I'm like, oh shit, Jefferson County, man, they're holding on to that. So I looked at the cop, I was like, yeah, he's fucking legitimately crazy. As I shut the door, I hear the other cop trying to reason with him, like, look, buddy, I know you don't want to accept what happened, but who was recently sworn in as president? I need you to answer this question. We don't have one. I'm like, okay, man. I shut the door, somehow went to sleep, ran the fuck out of there in the morning. I don't know how I'm alive today, but that's it for me, guys. Thanks for listening. Let's get Spenser Sellens back up here.
Oh, there we go. Joe Giuffre, everybody. Hell yes. Man, what a delightfully terrifying story. And my bad about the visual aid, okay? It would have helped. He was fucking boxed in, man. That was beautiful. Beautiful commentary on that. All right. Are you guys ready for your next comment tonight? We're going to keep the show going, all right? I think we're going to keep the show going, all right? Give me some. Yes. All right. Keep the energy going for your next comedian. He runs a show called In Your Mouth Comedy. Give it up for Alvin Duke.
Hey, keep clapping y'all fucking hands. What's wrong with y'all, man? Damn. How y'all doing tonight? All right. Thank you so much. I put it on just for you. Just for you, yes. I want to thank all 10 of y'all for coming here tonight and supporting live comedy. Give it up for your host, Spenser, man. I want to thank him so much for having me this evening. It's my first time at Stab. First and foremost, I just want to say fuck the Supreme Court. Fuck every one of them old motherfuckers. And I mean, actually, let me be fair. Fuck 2/3 of them. Fuck 2/3 of them. Especially fuck the lady Supreme Court justice who voted against her own pussy. That is incredibly stupid to me. I mean, she's 81. She probably don't use her pussy anymore. But that's unfair to the women who still use their pussy. You see what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm pissed off. I'm so angry that I'm not even celebrating 4th of July this year. I'm not doing it. Abortion is a staple of America, and as far as I'm concerned, this ain't American. I'm going to celebrate Juneteenth again because at least niggas is free, and I'm black. You see what I'm saying? So, listen, that lady, the whole Supreme Court, they old as fuck, very dumb people, all right? It's like me voting for slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't understand what the old white lady was doing. You know what I'm saying? It hurts me. I'm hurt for you, miss. I know you're probably not having any more kids or abortions, but listen, I'm hurt for you, I'm hurt, man. Yeah, I'm sad for you. I would also like to say fuck my son's mother. She's a hateful, cold, cruel asshole of a bitch. And I don't have no joke for that. I just want to get it off my chest. Yeah, I drove here 15 minutes thinking about that bitch. She's a spiteful bitch, man. And I love women, just not her right now. You know what I'm saying? You got any Warrior fans in here? Hey, well, fuck you, whoever booed. We're champions. Booing ass. Probably a Celtic fan. Fuck the Celtics. Beat y'all ass. I hate the Celtics. I hated the Celtics even before we beat the fuck out of them. Because, listen, a Celtic is a little tiny white man. He's a leprechaun white man. And if you're going to be named the Celtics, you shouldn't have niggas on your team running up and down the court. I'm serious. That shit is stupid. It's some type, what's that? Appropriation or something, I'm from Oakland. If we had a basketball team called the Oakland Africans and the whole team was white and they had cornrows, we would be upset. We would be upset, right? That's bullshit. This motherfucker running up and down the court with Boston white man on his chest. That's why they lost. You see what I'm saying? That's why they lost. Listen, it should only be Larry Bird and Kevin McHale's. And this white man should be the center. He should be on the team, all right? And if he was on the team, we would have swept their ass. It wouldn't even win 6 games. So, yeah, fuck the Celtics, man. Fuck them. Hey, man, you should have seen after the championship, you would have thought I was on the team, how I partied. I was fucked up. I had to do cocaine to look normal at work the next day. I'm serious. I looked so fucked up. I was like, I had to do 2 lines, nigga. I was at work charged. I'm talking about. But also, let's see, we got a couple Caucasians in here. I know y'all been following that Johnny Depp case, right? You didn't follow it, huh? You were horrified too? I was horrified. If I was the judge 2 months ago, the shit would have been over. As soon as I found out that bitch shit on the bed, The trial is done. It's done. It's done. Listen, we all know you don't shit on the bed, right? We all know that. Listen, how long y'all been together? 45. God, hey. He forgot his own shit. That's still long, though. That's still long. When you get that old, you can forget 10 years. Fuck it. I was just going to ask you that. Has she shit in your bed in them 35 years? No, I like how he thought about it. He said it's been a lot of years. Let me think about this shit. Let's think about this shit. Give this lady a round of applause for not being a nasty motherfucker. What's that lady name? Amber? Amber? What a nasty, horrible bitch. Shitting in the bed is a sin to me. It's a sin. Listen, I don't hit women. I don't. But if my wife, girlfriend ever shit in the bed on purpose, I would beat the bitch ass. Without a shadow of a doubt. At least belly to belly suplex the bitch. Something would happen. Something would happen. I mean, women, listen, I already had your back. You see how emotional I got about the Supreme Court shit, right? But you motherfuckers get angry. Too weird to me. Listen, this lady got mad at Johnny Depp. And as an act of revenge, she closed her eyes and her thought she came up with was to shit in a bed that she sleeps in too. Shit stink. If you shit on his side of the bed, the smell is gonna go to your side of the bed, miss. It's not well thought out, women. Y'all need to listen. Just cheat on your husband. Don't shit in the bed, all right? That's crazy, man. God damn, I would send that bitch to prison. I swear to God, man. That's just, that's horrific to me, man. It's not funny to me. It's not. I know this is comedy. God, I wish she was here right now. I would kick her in the back, man. That fucked me up, man. If I was Johnny, I would have turned into Edward Scissorhand. I would have cut the bitch up. I don't play that. Any 40-year-olds in here? 40 and up? You motherfuckers is lying. Somebody make some noise, man. I know y'all 40 and up. Anybody else? You 40? Listen, you in the front row. Are you 40 and up, sir? Yes or no? He's 40 plus. Give him a round of applause for being a brave young old man. You know? Listen, I turned 40 this year and I don't like this shit. The only thing I like about being 40 is I'm still alive and my dick works. Other than that, I think every time I say, yeah, I'm 40, I feel like running into the bathroom like a little girl, look at myself in the face, make sure I'm not gray haired and old and shit. And it started, man, I got out the shower the other day and unfortunately found out that my balls hang lower than my dick now. Listen. Once again, miss, that's not the funny shit. I'm hurt up here. This is supposed to be a safe space for me, goddammit. All right, but listen, I got out and got excited. I thought my dick grew. I said, it looked longer, shit. And as I got closer, it was just my ball shaped as the head of my dick. I said, oh, fuck. It's not fun, man. I don't come the same anymore. When 20 years ago, I come all the way across this room. My first rope was cold. The second rope was about 3-4 feet, followed by exclamation mark. And now all I got is the exclamation mark with a dollop. Yeah, I think I'm coming hard. It's a drip. I have to rub it in and shit. I'm sorry. Damn. Woo, that was good. Fuck being 40. All right? Fuck it. I don't know how y'all made it this far. You know, your dick still work? Sometime. Let me ask you an honest question, because see, you seem to be a little more brave than this man. Do you still play with your dick? Do you still jack off? Yes? Give him a round of applause. Being honest. I like you, sir. I like you. I turned 40, and one of my 40-year-old goals was to stop jacking off. I thought I should finally get to an age where you stop playing with your dick. I'm like, dude, you're 40, nigga. Stop jacking off. I'm a habitual jack offer. I'll fuck and still jack off after I fuck. I'm serious. Like, I have a problem. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, And 8 days into being 40, I lost the battle. So I just want to, you made me feel so much better, sir. Hey, I'm going to play with my dick forever. Fuck it, because of you. Thank you, man. Hey, give us a round of applause playing for your dick. Shit, I thought I was just immature. It's you too. That's cool. That's all right. Shit. As long as she don't shit in the bed, you can play with your dick. Shit. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. Let's see. Do y'all think R. Kelly still believes he can fly? I'm asking y'all, man. Motherfucker just got sentenced 30 years. 30 years, man. And if he can fly, he's going to be a caged bird of a nigga. I'm going to tell you that. Hey, man, R. Kelly had a good run. The only reason I still listen to his music because he didn't fuck my daughter. I don't have no daughters. Other than that, I like R. Kelly. He gonna die in jail. But like I say, the motherfucker had a good run. And I hope he gets out like Bill Cosby because I want to hear one more song, nigga. That's just... I'm sorry. I love his music. I love his music. I'm sorry, man. Anybody got kids in here? I was going to say, don't lie, miss. You said earlier you had some kids. You said earlier. We got kids. Hey, listen. I have a son. I love my son. My son, 5th grade, reads at a 6th grade level. He loves soccer, taekwondo. My son will probably beat the shit out of one of y'all kids. You know what I'm saying? So I really like my son. But it's summertime, and the motherfucker's home all day, and I don't like looking at the nigga all day. I don't. It reminds me of the pandemic, you know what I'm saying, where he was just home all day. You know, I don't know if y'all kids probably grown and shit, huh? My son is 10, not grown. He was in 4th grade, and they had me trying to teach this motherfucker 4th grade math. I ain't been in 4th grade in 30 years. 4th grade math hard than a motherfucker. Especially the way they teach the shit now. Luckily, my son is extremely intelligent. My son got a 3.7 in the 4th grade. You can go ahead and clap for my son. Motherfucker's amazing. When I was in 4th grade, we got E's and U's and N's and shit, and this motherfucker got GPA. I didn't do good during the Zoom meeting pandemic time. I had 2 letters sent to my home chastising me for being partially nude on a Zoom meeting. I didn't think the shit was funny at all. I read this letter and I was in trouble. It was to me, not my son. It was Alvin Reed. You cannot come into your son's room with your shirt off. And I was supposed to sign this paper and return it. And I'm like, I don't want to sign the paper. Fuck that bitch. Miss Schultes has never paid no rent or gave me no pussy. She cannot tell me how I can come into my son's room. So after a couple weeks, I finally signed the paper. I signed it, bitch, fuck you, this is my house. And I sent it in. Miss Schultes didn't like that. Miss Schultes is very upset. Miss Schultes called me personally, and she had like a white Russian lady. She said, Mr. Reed. And I said, first of all, bitch, watch your tone. And she said, you cannot be in the room with your shirt off. And I said, listen here, Miss Schultes, you're yelling at me. If you call me or send me another letter, I'm going to come into the room with my dick out, Miss Schultes. I said, respect me. My son reads at the 6th grade level. You need to call the parents to read at the level down here. All right? My son is black belt, ain't beat the shit out of none of the children here. Okay? Respect me. You know, so it just, summertime has been difficult for me. I'm not enjoying my son right now, but I do love him. I do love him. Y'all have been a great crowd. I'm going to let you guys pick what I talk about before I leave here. Are y'all ready? Yeah. Who wants to talk about white homelessness? Yeah. You like that, huh? Spenser like, I'm homeless now, motherfucker. I like that. I like that. Who wants to talk about fisting? Oh, hold on. I'm confused. Hold on. White homelessness, raise your hand. Yes, that's it, man. Oh, now you want to get vocal. Okay. I had 5 on the white homelessness. Who wants fisting? Fist. Hey, the husband grabbed her quick. Baby, no. Baby, no. We want to talk about the homelessness, baby. You gave your shit up. He's a fister. Give it up for this man. This man, woo, you nasty. You nasty. You nasty. I'm going to run the line. I'm sorry I have to run this a little bit. Listen, we're going to talk about both this shit because of this. Listen, why? Why have white people invented fisting? Me neither. I had some people last night like this. They look like they didn't invent it. I said, listen, I'm half white. I'm ashamed of the shit too. Yes, you did. All right, you go on Pornhub right now, all 1,058 pornos, all white people. It's not a Mexican person, black people, no, it's white people. And I want to know why. Do you pull your dick out of perfectly good pussy to put your whole hand up to motherfucker? Can someone answer that shit for me? Right. I am confused. Which one of you, listen, did your great-great-great-grandfather invent it? Is how old does the lineage go of fisting? Because obviously you're doing it with your wife. She tried to act like it wasn't happening. She said, you said fishing. You know what the fuck I said, ma'am. You know. You're obviously a very tough, unique woman. I want you to go to church on Sunday. All right, I would tell you to go to therapy. But women who like being fisted need to talk to the Lord. To like Moses and the disciples, all of them. Y'all should sing a song together. Okay? Now, hey, let me get the fuck out. We're going to talk about the homelessness real quick. White homelessness, I do not like the shit. I don't like it, all right? Every Tuesday, I go to my cannabis club. It's 137 white people laying on the floor. This is America. White people, this is your country. This is built for you to thrive, succeed. Get the fuck up off the floor. Did Bitcoin flop? Did the stock market crash? I'm concerned. All right? If white people can't make it, what the fuck I'm gonna do? What am I gonna do? Did you lose your dad's inheritance check? I wanna know why. And the fucked up shit about it is, y'all have cell phones that work and dogs and shit while you're homeless. And that's, listen, you're homeless on purpose. That's camping, okay? I don't like how you using that shit like that. My name is Alvin Duke. I love y'all. Thank you so much for checking me out. I got a show Wednesday at the Union in Roseville, 8 o'clock. If you want to laugh and joke some more, have some fun, come check me out. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Keep it going for Alvin. Hell yes. Got my dad to talk about masturbating. Love it. Gotta love comedy. Gotta love comedy. Man, you look, Spencer's mom, are you fisting? She knows. Oh, she knows. She knows. She's a dirty bird. But anyway, let's keep that weird energy going. Are you guys ready for your headliner? Oh, whoa. That was not good enough. Are you guys ready for your headliner? Yes, hell yes. She was Sacramento News and Review's best comedian of Sacramento. Keep it going for Melissa McGillicuddy.
This is great. Thank you. I actually invented fisting. It was a white person. It was a straight white male, yeah. Oh, this is great. We're learning so much about each other tonight, huh? A lot of information being shared. I just turned 39, and my balls are also lower than my dick now, so. I'm gonna start off tonight with just a really short story to start. When I got booked for this show, I did not know it was a storytelling show. That's the first story right there. It said on the flyer, comedians tell their scariest misadventures. I'm like, that's just a regular night of stand-up comedy. Like, so we're just gonna pretend like each joke is just a short little story. Are you guys on board? All right. I feel like I didn't even need to say that I didn't have stories. I could have just started telling my jokes and it would have been just fine. Let's start over. Let's bring Spenser, come back out here. Bring me up again. I'm just kidding. They've all left the show. No, I'm just kidding. Just keeping you on your toes. How are you guys doing tonight? We covered a lot already. We covered fisting. We didn't talk about fishing though, which I know you seemed excited. Well, it's funny. It's kind of like when there's like a kid at a show and you're just like, hey, when you go home, like you're gonna have a lot of questions for your parents. So it's kind of I'll just leave that for him to explain when you guys get home. I'm not gonna be the one. It was funny though. Spenser came up to me before the show and he's like, "Those are my parents, so feel free to like talk about fisting," you know. I was like, "You've got the internet, right? You've got a cell phone. Google that from an incognito browser, though. Do safe search on that one." This is my favorite time of the year, though, right? It's like before the next big wave of COVID comes and all the fires, right? Yeah, it's just like 2 weeks of bliss before it all goes back to shit again. Pandemic's actually kind of a funny word, right? Because like if you had said that before COVID, I would have been like, is that the one where they ran out of potatoes? Thank you. That's the whole joke. Isn't it fun though? Like, I like to do this thing like before I have to go to work or before I go like to a family event or something that I don't want to do. I just like to take a COVID test in case I have COVID. And then I'm like, sorry, I can't go. Like, test just like you. I'm like, maybe I don't have any symptoms, but if it'll get me out of this fucking family reunion, I'm just popping COVID tests every week. Like, it's turning into a real addiction. All right, that's the COVID portion of the show. Thank you. You guys here for the next show? Oh, no, I was talking to the people in the back. Because I was like, if not, you're hella late for this show. Cool. Well, it's just going to be like 30, 35 more minutes before we get started. That was a joke. Yeah, come on, have a seat. Get comfy. Filming my Netflix special here tonight. Come on in. White Claw and Diet Coke. That's an interesting combo. You're the designated driver tonight? Oh, well, you're on a bike, so yeah, I mean, you got to be cautious. Are you on a bike too? All right. Just one for you though, right? All right. Don't want to get a buoy. It's bicycling under the influence. You guys knew that though. You guys are smart. How we doing? Did I do the pandemic jokes? Do you guys like those ones? Remember the pandemic? You guys missed a lot. We talked about fishing. All right. I went to In-N-Out today. Thank you. And the gentleman working the drive-thru greeted me by saying, "Oh, good morning, sir." Right? I know. I didn't know In-N-Out was open in the morning either. It's funny though. People get upset when they call me sir, and then they realize that I'm not a sir. It's like, it's okay. Like, I picked this look. Like, if you call me sir, that means that I'm doing it right. It means that the Target Boys Department is accurately representing me. This show's actually brought to you tonight by Cat and Jack. All right, we got a couple red card holders, VIP section, all right. So, so during the day I work for the government as an auditor. Thank you, yeah. Nobody booed. Usually people boo. Well, I wasn't asking for a boo, but I appreciate you wanting me to just feel like I normally, yeah. Sometimes people, though, when they find out, they're like, "Oh, you're an auditor? That's interesting. You must get a lot of stand-up material from your day job." And I'm like, "Oh, so you don't know what an auditor is then?" And that's actually the best auditor joke that there is, so you're welcome. I'm always like, did they think I said I'm an otter? Like, yeah, I'm an otter during the day. Just get in the water, splash around, Like, oh, that sounds really interesting. That makes sense. Yeah, you might get a lot of stand-up material if you were a fucking otter during the day. I do have to travel a lot for work, though. And most recently, my office flew me to San Francisco. No, that's okay. You laugh. I encourage it. Feel free. Let it out. Yeah, from Sacramento. Yeah, it was a 15-minute flight, and they didn't even offer regular beverage service. The flight attendant just came down the aisle with a water bottle, and if you were thirsty, she poured a little bit into your mouth. Thank you. That's the whole joke there. Anybody doing the working from home, doing the Zoom meetings? Some people, yeah. It's not bad, right? I mean, if I gotta go to a team meeting, I'm gonna go virtually. Like, it's a way better deal because I just do yoga with my camera off. It's always a camera off day for me. I like to rotate my excuses. I'm like, I'm having bandwidth issues. I don't even know what bandwidth is, but I just know it allows me to do yoga during a team meeting. I just be like, I don't know, the camera's not turning on. I just don't know. I started a help ticket with IT, right? Just kind of rotate those excuses because there's absolutely no way I'm ever turning my camera on for a work meeting. I was in a team meeting the other day, and my boss said something interesting. What I think he meant to say was that I don't want everybody to think that I'm breathing down their necks, right? It's a common saying. But what he said was, I don't want everybody to think that I'm coming down their throats. And I was like, whoa, buddy, like, buy a fella dinner first, like. It's like HR just entered the chat. I was glad my camera was off that day. I just fell out of downward dog laughing, so it was like, that would have been weird if I was in a conference room at a team meeting doing that. I've been on a big self-help kick recently. All right, you guys too? I recently got a new therapist. Thank you. Yeah. Got a golf clap back there. All right. Yeah, you put your Diet Coke down for. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got a new therapist. I had previously been seeing a different therapist, but she left her practice, so I decided that I won. That's how it works. If you tell your therapist your problems and they quit, then you win therapy. But fast forward to present day, turns out not winning. So I went out and I got a new therapist, and I immediately did not like her just because she wasn't my other therapist, right? We had formed a bit of a bond, if you will. But, now that I've gotten to know this new therapist, we've had some sessions together. No, absolutely not. Still hate the bitch. It's not going to work out. I feel like the problem is that I feel like she doesn't understand me. I feel like we just have communication problems. And so I'm at the point now where I'm ready to go to therapy with my therapist, just so we can kind of work through some of these issues. So this one time she was giving me some good advice, which I agreed with. So I said, for show. And she said, excuse me? And then I realized I was getting kind of like a great aunt, grandma vibe. And then I remembered I was in therapy. So I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I am in accord with what you are saying. I was like, for sure. It's like your generation's 'twas. I think she knows that I don't like her though, because last time I saw her, I was like, I don't like you. But she's such a pro, She's like, how does that make you feel? I said, I don't want to pay my copay. Let's wrap this up. I've also been microdosing. Zoloft. Yeah, this is a genuine Zoloft smile here. Now I get it. I've always been kind of like antidepressants, you know, like no judgment, just not for me. You know, I was like, I'm just gonna eat healthy. Absolutely not. 2.5 years into this pandemic, I'm still getting every meal DoorDash, so like that's just gone out the window. But now that I've been taking Zoloft, I'm like too into it, you know? I'm like a drug pusher. I'm like that friend who's too into CrossFit or Jesus. You know, I'm like, excuse me, sir, do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior Zoloft? I'm pro Zoloft. Prozo, as the kids are calling it these days. You guys, this is more of a Paxil crowd. Prozac, I get it. I have been wanting to try mushrooms. I mean, I've tried them before. I guess try them again for the first time. You know, every like fiscal quarter, I just like to cleanse out the demons, you know? You guys feel me? No? All right. But I had read that it's not a good idea to mix psychedelics with antidepressants. I read that on Reddit, which is where I get all of my financial and medical information. So if there's one thing I know about mushrooms, it's like, if you feel like you're not going to have a good time, you're not going to have a good time. I'm looking at you because you guys look like I would buy mushrooms off you after the show. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, there's mushrooms in that bike. So, yeah, I was kind of worried, like, I was worried about not having a good time. And so, but the other night I was like, dang, I don't know, I really want to do this. So instead, I just ate 3 weed gummies. And I told myself that it was mushrooms. And I had a good old time. So, I mean, there's no real punchline here. It's just me, like, passing on the information to you. Do with it what you will. I also got a kitten recently. Where my crazy cat ladies at? And by ladies, I mean that to be a gender neutral term. Okay, cool. We got some cat people here. Someone just meowed. Or is that my cat? Shit. No, I actually, for my cat people, you might relate to this. I wasn't looking for a cat. You know, I was just like, I was a strong, independent man. I didn't need a cat. The cat found me, right? That's how it always goes. I had some friends who had picked up a stray, and they couldn't keep her, and they were like, you gotta take this bitch. And they sent me a few pictures of her, and I'm not gonna lie, she looked a little janky. Like, she looked a little janky in the pictures, and I was like, I don't want this piece of shit cat. Like, but I'm also codependent, so I don't want to say no. So I had this great plan. Like, I was just gonna go meet this piece of shit cat and then be like, oh, sorry, it's not a good fit, right? It's like a real good faith effort that I made. But yeah, y'all know the first rule of Fight Club. If you don't want to adopt a cat, don't go meet the cat. Because I get there and she's absolutely adorable and a sweetheart, and she jumps right into my lap and she starts purring. And it turns out the camera adds 10 pounds of jank, which I did not know. So yeah, now I have Sassy. Give it up for Sassy. She's in the back. Yeah, I like a couple of you looked. Sassy's not actually here. I did this joke recently, and I was like, who would bring a cat to a comedy show? Haha. And then after the show, a lady came up to me with her cat in a backpack. And she was like, how dare you? And I was like, okay, I guess cats do go to comedy shows, but no, Sassy's not here. Sassy's actually in the bathroom right now, so we can talk a little bit of shit about her really quick. Sassy's a good girl. The only problem with Sassy is that she likes to eat the house plants. And yeah, I'm also a plant daddy. So I turned to Google. I was trying to figure out how can I get my cat to stop eating the plants. And Google first said, they were like, just sprinkle some cayenne powder in the soil. And I was like, okay. I come home, this bitch is just doing lines of cayenne powder. Right? So I go back to Google, and Google's like, oh, that didn't work. Just try some citrus, like some lime peels. Cats don't like citrus. I'm like, I'm basically just seasoning the plant for her at this point, you know? I'm like, eat up, bitch. They don't have plant-based tacos at the shelter. So I think I'm gonna get out of here because there's another show coming up, right? At 9? Yeah, all right. Well, hey, thank you all so much for coming out tonight. That's been my time.
Well, now we have Boy, I sure came up here at the perfect time, didn't I? I'm so. Wow, you know what? When the audience is invested, that's when truly great things happen, okay? Comedy is beautiful. You guys are beautiful. Stick around for the next show. All right, we got a lot of great shows coming up tonight. Thank you for coming. My name is Spenser. Have a great night.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Like Spencer said, we do have another show coming up. It's LOLGBT Plus presents Say YAS. It's a drag panel discussion show. If you'd like to stick around for that, we'd like you to. You can see me at the bar. I'll take care of you. Just a small upgrade. If not, if you're done for the night, thanks for joining us. Check out stabcomedytheater.com for the full calendar of events. We got stuff almost every night, either live, in person, or streaming. So check us out. Hope to see you again soon. If you're sticking around, awesome. I'll talk to you in a sec. Show will begin in about 10 minutes.
Wearing other things that nobody wears. You're calling my name, but I gotta make clear. Can't say where I'm gonna be in a year. Some sweat hog mama with a face like a jet. Said my get up and go, must have got up and went. Got good news, but you're a real good liar. Cause your backstage lover set your pants on fire. Yes, it did. Took you just a little too far. Telling other things but your girlfriend lied. Can't catch me cause your rabbit done died. Yes it did. Standing in front just shaking your act. Take you backstage, you can drink from my glass. Talk about something you can sure understand. Cause a month on the road and I'll be eating from your hand. Sweet.
I'll give you tickets to my next show. I thought you said boobs at first. I was like, me too. No, it's an optical illusion. It's all smoke and mirrors. Thank you so much for saying that.
Backstroke love always hide beneath the covers till I talk to my daddy. He say you ain't seen nothing till you're down on your butt and you'll be sure to say in your head. I met a cheerleader, a real young leader. All the time I could reminisce. The best time loving your brother and your cousin started with a little kiss like this. Seesaw swinging with the boys in the hood, with your feet flying up in the air, singing hey diddle diddle, kitty in the middle, swinging like you just don't care. I took a real big chance at the high school dance with a homie who was ready to play. Wasn't me he was fooling, cause he knew what he was doing when he told me how to walk this way. And he said, walk this way, yeah, yeah, yeah. Walk this way. Schoolgirl sat it with a classic kind of sassy little skirt lying up to her knees. There's 3 young ladies, the school gym locker. I noticed they were looking at me. I was a high school loser, always rated with the fellows. A little girl told me something I missed. Then my next door neighbor was son and had a favor. They told me just a little kiss like this. Yeah, ooh yeah. Seesaw swinging with the boys in the hood, with your feet flying up in the air, singing hey diddle diddle, kitty in the middle, swinging like you just don't care. I took a real big chance at the high school dance with a homie who was ready to play. His hey wasn't fooling, you know what he was doing. He told me how to walk this way, and he said, oh, watch this way, yeah. Oh, baby, won't you walk this way, yeah. Oh, baby, won't you walk this way, yeah. Oh, baby, won't you walk this way.
Dead in the eye, I'm just gonna look at you the entire time.
Are we gonna have to, like,
the mic's work.
Hi. Hand the mic off to each other?
We all have our own mics.
Feel like a professional.
Oh, that does say zeros. So if we're ready, I'll try and actually do this. Oh, see that? Are we ready?
Okay, I just want to make sure.
We might switch around, but we'll probably stay mostly on that wide. So just, yeah. Just know, that's your main. All right, Suzette, you good to go?
Yeah, Suzette, get your shit together. How are all three of you doing today? Hi, woo. And Pocket, how you doing, Pocket? Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I don't need to be on the mic right now because I can literally see you right now. But
That's all right.
Hello.
Being on the mic is good. Anytime the audience equals, at least to the folks on stage, we call that a win.
Yeah, they do. They really fucking do.
Okay, Suzette.
The proud boys.
Which is the best people to be hated by, frankly.
That's what I say. I said next time I do a show, I got some lesbian biker friends. About 50 of them. We'll see how the 7 white boys with the lesbian bikers. Because they're not regular lesbian things. They're bikers. Are they the ones that hang out in front of
Oh, the Starbucks and the Jamba Juice and the Arden. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that
I know.
one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, here we go.
Just like the season 1 of Housewives, the wigs are all messed up. They don't get it together to season 2.
Oh, I'm Dorit. As long as I'm Dorit, I'm okay.
This is the remix. The G pump this new remix.
All right, beware the quick brightness on stage, everyone. Beware.
You tell us when.
They can. Welcome to Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for LOLGBT Plus presents Say Yes. Welcome to the stage. Already on stage, your cast for Say Yes. I told you.
Hello, Stab audience. How are you? My name's Suzette Vanetti, and it's been, oh my god, it's been like a year since the last Suzette Vanetti show almost. This is not that. This is a show called Say Yes. And joining me live in the audience are Apple Adams.
Thank you, all four of you. Thank you.
Yaya. And for the first time live in the Stab studio, Clifton Ellison.
Hey, y'all.
So anyway, this show, what we're gonna do is we're gonna answer questions mostly about you could translate it to like comedy if you want to, but this is about drag topics. And so for this first episode, we're gonna answer the question: should every drag performer produce their own show? So there's just gonna be a lot of exposition in this first episode, just for people watching. So for every episode, we're gonna have either a yes, a no, or a maybe, right? And then should we start with our qualifications before we answer? Sure. Okay. Apple, what are your qualifications to answer this question?
Well, I am a drag queen, so we're going to start with that. I've been doing it for 9.5 years now in Sacramento, which means I am both old and seasoned. I've seen a lot of drag shows begin and die in Sacramento, and I know what it takes to run a drag show, even though I am often blackout drunk during my own.
Round of applause for Apple Adams, please.
Thank you. I deserve it. Thank you.
Yaya, what are your qualifications to answer this question?
I've been doing drag now in Sacramento for 6 years, and I produce my own show at Punchline called Nightcap, and we've sold out every single month since we started. So I know all about production, baby.
Clifton, you're not a drag queen.
No, I'm not.
But you are so knowledgeable. Tell us your qualifications for answering this question.
I have been in these streets for about 15, 16 years, and I have worked in Badlands between being a dancer and a DJ, so I have seen many shows come and go, many hosts come and go, many performers come and go. And I think I have the qualifications to speak on this.
Oh, I think you do too. It's I wasn't challenging. You're here for a reason. And my name's Suzette Vanetti. I don't know if you guys know me. Last show I did here, nobody knew what a Suzette Vanetti was. It's okay.
We still don't. We still don't.
The Proud Boys do. That's fine. They hate me. But I actually produce. That's kind of what I do. Is I'm like a pathological producer. I'm just like, oh, that's it. Actually, that's how this show started. The three of us were in the dressing room at Badlands, and we were just like, what if there was a drag talk show and we answered important questions? And I was like, that's a show. Like, yeah. Can you vouch for how awful I am?
Yeah, you're pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally, someone could stub their toe in a heel and you'd be like, oh my God, that's a show. It's like, no.
No.
Oh my God, it's called Ouch.
Yeah, we're making our debut at Eschaton next month.
Yeah. It's not even a joke. I was joking with a friend the other day when we were talking about a show, and I was like, oh my God, you can't have a stupid name like Bus Stop. And then I was like, wait, Bus Stop is a listen, you get, like, the audience gets on at the first stop, and then we go, like, and I do the intros, right? And then at the next stop, Yaya gets on, and I'm like, Yaya, and then she does a number until the next stop, and she gets off, and Apple gets on, and I'm like, Apple Adams, and then she does a number until the next stop, and then the next performer. Is that not a show you want to see?
Putting your tax dollars to work.
Bus Stop.
So wait, I'm gonna interject there.
Please,
You're gonna have
please.
a bunch of really tall men in dresses in heels on a moving bus try to perform?
Ladies, yeah.
Ladies, you're right.
Yeah.
No, a solid no.
Well, then you're not in it. Whatever.
Good, thank you.
Speaking of producing shows, that's the topic of the day. Is should every drag performer produce their own show? So let's get a quick temperature on that. We'll just go round table and say yes, no, or maybe. So,
I'm gonna give a solid maybe.
Okay,
that's where I'm at with that.
I was gonna say no, but I'm gonna give a maybe.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right, so let's open this up because we have some maybes and some no's. I think right now in Sacramento, and you guys can talk whenever you want. It's not the Suzette Vanetti show. That was a show. There are so many drag shows. There are, like, I think tonight there were like 4, 5, too many. We have an audience, so if you can't hear the audience, I'm gonna parrot what they say. So we just heard too many. There were like 4 shows.
You know, and let's ask here. Has anybody seen a drag show here in Sacramento? No. Okay. They are everywhere right now.
You can trip over them.
There's literally drag 7 days a week now.
Oh yeah.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, because Tuesday.
Every day.
What's Wednesday?
Pink Wednesday.
Right. Okay. Drag shows so I mean later I gotta ask you guys why you came tonight if you've never seen a drag show. That's amazing. Thank you for coming. We appreciate our studio audience. Thank you so much.
You know, let's make them uncomfortable right now. We just go one by one, like, why are you here? Why are you here?
That's
Why
actually
are you here?
riveting
Why are
for
you
the
here?
audience watching on the streaming. Yeah, I'm sure they'll love it and they'll love it. Yeah, that's great. You don't know if you'd love it, but isn't that America today? Let's get some men to tell women what they love and make you love it. No, I'm joking. I'm not that person. I'm a lady anyway. It's lady to lady. So there's so many drag shows. It's tough because like we love drag. Obviously, we do drag. We want there to be drag shows. Why is too many drag shows a problem, Clifton?
It's because when there's an oversaturation, it doesn't feel special anymore. Like, for example, if there were, well, I'm trying to give a good analogy for it. Sorry, she's been drinking. But if there was a concert, say for instance, if Barbra Streisand was in town,
Yes,
and if she was doing a residency in Sacramento, but then you have Barbra Streisand here, and then you have Liza Minnelli over here, and you have Lady Gaga over here, and they're doing 2 shows a day, 7 days a week, all together. After a while, it would be like, okay, girl, I done seen this show, I done seen this girl many times, and the thrill kind of dies a little bit. So when there's too many drag shows, the fun and the spark and making it feel special kind of goes away, because like, okay, girl, if I don't see her on Sunday, I'll see her on Monday, I'll see her on Tuesday, I'll see her whatever day of the week that I can. And you know, when I first started going out, there were only 2 drag shows. There was the Downtown Divas at Faces, and then there was Fridays Are a Drag at Badlands. That was only once a month. So those shows felt special. And I'm nothing against the multiple shows, because every show has a different kind of purpose it brings. Like, you know, the Monday show is where the girls come that want to try out and get their feet wet. And then, you know, we used to have a Latin show on Wednesday, and then we have the Thursday shows and the Friday shows. So they all kind of brought a little something different, but after a while, it's kind of just like, okay, I'm not going to stretch myself out to go to every show, because eventually I'm going to see one of y'all somewhere. And I feel like when there's too many, then people might just start to kind of have that same kind of like, okay, girl, I'll see them when I see them. Then that's money out of your pocket, and that's less people in the seats. Whereas like if it was a once a month show or every other week show with a different cast, then that would make it feel a little bit more special.
I think you touched on some really important topics there. Maybe diversifying your cast, maybe diversifying your show. Because I just want to say, and you guys don't know me, right? We established that?
No,
I'm sorry,
no one
I've been
knows you,
drinking
no.
also. I don't know what just happened. Am I blonde or brunette right now? I can't tell. Thank you. I'm a blonde. And so because I am a pathological show producer, I should admit, full transparency, I have no less than 6 shows that I produce currently. So why the fuck, who am I to sit up here and say, like, there's too many shows? But one thing I do is I diversify where my shows are and how my shows exist. Like what type of show they are. So like this is unlike any other drag show that exists in Sacramento currently. This is just, I mean, look, if we can get paid to sit here and talk, then God bless us, right? But other drag shows, I think what I'm seeing are a lot of showcases, and they feel duplicative. Is that kind of what we're feeling?
Well, I'm going to ask you a really important question.
Please.
What is duplicative?
Duplicative means the same as something else.
Oh, okay. I'm not qualified enough to answer that yet, so y'all go first.
Okay.
Yes and no. I feel like there are definitely drag shows like angled more towards like alternative drag and more towards different styles of drag, and then there's like themed events too where people showcase different ideas and concepts. So like I appreciate that, because there's a lot of things that I've wanted to do for a long time that now I can do. But then it's also like the longevity of these shows is kind of up in the air, because it's like you start a new show and it obviously gets really good attention right out of the gate. It's a new venue, it's a new place. Your audience is, curious to see how it goes, so they show up. And then it looks like it was really successful because the first one was really successful. So then you start another show, and then you start another show, and you just have like new show, and nothing's like gaining traction. You're just kind of popping up new stuff in other places, and it's just like, how sustainable is that? At what point do these venues burn out and the performers burn out and these producers burn out?
Right. So that's important, because you covered venues. So we have to be careful with the venues that we do the shows at as producers. Like, it's very important not to establish a show that is going to drain from the venue. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 people's good. 10 people is better, right? Because we want this to be worth the venue's time. So if we were doing a show and I don't know, we were taking more money than the venue was making from the show, that's not sustainable. And another thing is, like you said, so like, how long should someone produce one show before they start a second?
I mean, that's so subjective to like the success of the show and like the skills of the producer. And I think that's kind of what I was, getting to, was just a lot of these producers don't have like the chops to be producing events, but because it's like a new show at a new venue, it's so interesting that it has the facade of being successful at first, just because it's new and everyone's interested and the venue makes their money and the performers make their money and everyone's getting their life. But it's like, how sustainable is that? Like once the show has ran for 6 months or a year, if it even gets that far, like, are you still profitable?
But also from a consumer standpoint, I'm not going to go out of my way to, like, for example, you have the Vacaville shows. I'm not going to go all the way to Vacaville to see you and you.
Drag her.
If I can see, no, this is not shade.
Notice he didn't say me. He's coming to see me.
If I can see you and you on Sunday around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's when it gets to the point to where there's so many shows, but we're getting the same girls at each show, then it's like, okay, your resources are being drained. And from a consumer standpoint, I'm like, well, I'm not going to go out of my way to see them if I know I'm going to see them at Badlands or if I'm going to see them at Faces. And then if they're there every week, then all of a sudden that kind of takes the luster and the new toy polish away from me. And I'm kind of just like, okay, girl, I'll see them next week or the week after that. So it's taking tips out of your pocket and less people coming and everything like that. So like, have you ever had that moment where you felt like you were kind of stretched out or overexerted as a queen during the week? Or
every day,
every goddamn day? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Well, I would say too, I agree with what you're saying 100%. I feel like what we can do to avoid that is that there's a lot of shows in the area that are very duplicative. Ooh. And the fact of the matter is like they have become very formulaic. There's so many shows that operate by the same function of like, okay, here's the show. How the hell y'all doing tonight? Woo! Here's 3 queens. Now we're gonna do a game in the middle, and I'm totally reading my own show, but like it's like there's to give credit where credit is due, there's a lot of incredible performers out here who are doing something a little different. Like Yaya and Rosie, they're doing more of a cabaret sort of drag show, which is different than the standard drag show in the area. Clive Max, another great performer around here, did a competition, followed it up with drag lube wrestling, which is a concept none of us even do around here. And so it's like you can make it profitable. You can have 1 million shows in the area as long as they're not following the same rubric.
Exactly.
They don't need to always be the same 4 performers and then there's a game in the middle and the last 4 performers and it's done. We have, I think, not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to do it. I have a show every Monday called FTLP, and it's all about, thank you so much. It's all about new and rising performers in the area, and that's something that isn't really being duplicated in other areas of the town right now, even though, if I remember correctly, you both actually hosted a similar show here that was basically doing the same thing. It was showcasing performers that were too young to even get into the bars. So, but even then, it's like, so there was only 2 shows in the area doing that. And so it's like, yes, of course, you can have many different shows, but you need to make sure that what you're doing isn't the same thing that everybody is doing, because no one's going to want to go. They know that they can catch it again on Thursday, on Friday, on Sunday.
And I think there's like this unspoken pressure that like you're not succeeding in drag if you don't have your own show. So I think a lot of, which is not true, by the way, like you can succeed through many different facets in drag. You don't have to have a show to like feel successful, especially if it's not something that you're like meant to do. Like if producing shows is not your passion, don't do it. Do what you're passionate about. And I feel like a lot of these people who are starting shows and then just like going through the motions of it because they see someone else do it, like you were kind of saying, where it's like we're following the same format. We're doing the same lines and quotes and introductions, and then we do a game, and then we take our 15-minute intermission, and then we come back for our second. It's just like, yeah, it just feels like we're going through the motions with a lot of these events.
Well, I think you touched on something important, which is like you don't have to produce a show to be a successful drag queen. You don't have comedians. Are you guys comedians? Yeah, you don't have to produce a show to be a successful comedian. Some people need to like I need to produce a show, and that I don't know. I just have ideas, and I want to produce shows. And I think a really important thing is when you're producing a show, you need to ask yourself why. Why am I producing a new show?
Money.
But sometimes that's the reason, right?
But also, like, if you're really like a die-hard producer, you will lose your ass.
You will lose
many
money.
times.
Oh my God, so much money.
Like
thousands. There was November 2019. I lost $1,500 in 1 month producing shows. Just 2 shows, because one show was $700, one show was $800 loss. That was because I don't make money. Like I can't book these 3 people. I mean, okay, so this show is different. Like, we don't know what we're making. But, like, I can't book people for a drag show and say, like, oh, could you do the drag show? Could you do the drag show? Could you DJ the drag show? And then if the show doesn't sell tickets, I can't be like, I can't pay you guys, actually. I'm sorry. No. Being a good producer means you're guaranteeing the money up front, right? And so that's what I did. I guaranteed the money of my performers, and we didn't sell enough tickets, and I lost my ass on shows. Thankfully, I ate enough to get it back. But, your money's gonna suffer, your performances are gonna suffer, right? I'm not alone saying that. Like, if you're worrying about selling tickets, and that's something you have to do, not something you have to do at FTLP, but it's something you're familiar with. If you have to sell tickets, now I'm worried about producing. Now I'm worried about tickets. Now I'm worried about other performers coming. Did they send their music? Is the DJ ready? Oh my God, is everything ready? Is the venue? Did they know what's happening? Oh my God, this special drink named after me, is it there? Like, you're worried about all these things. Obviously, that's a little bit superfluous, but you're worried about all these things, and you're not worried about your number. You're not worried about your stand-up set. I have done so many queens and comedies where I worry about everything, and then I get up on stage right before the song starts, and I know what song I'm doing, and I'm like, oh, motherfucker, I need to do 10 minutes of comedy after this, and I have not given a second of thought into what jokes I'm going to tell. That's because I'm worrying about making sure everyone else is ready, everyone else is paid, everyone else is prepared. Because that's what I do as a producer. And I'm not saying I'm the best producer, and I'm not saying other people shouldn't produce. By all means, if you want to produce a show. But I think it's important to make sure that you're improving the community with your show, improving the art form of drag, improving what Sacramento drag or Sacramento comedy is, right?
And strive for longevity.
Strive for longevity, right. Like, don't try to get all of everything in the first show, all of the audience, all of the money, all of the accolades in the first show. Like, start slow, right?
Well, because a lot of these shows almost feel like pyramid schemes in that sense, where it's like, it's a get-rich-quick thing. You've got your budget from the venue, and you're like, cool, we got the money, let's go run our show. And it did really successful because it was the first one, and everyone was really interested to see how it went. And now we can do a second one at this place, or at another, at this place again, or
but
whatever.
You're shifting your goodwill to the second place.
Right, and it's just like, you're never really like honing in on one project.
Making sure it like a plant, like cultivating its life.
Right. And that would stress me out personally. Like, just going from place to place to place to place, and like starting over and starting over and starting over. Like, for me, it's like with Nightcap, I'm like, I'm happy with that being my one thing that I developed for a long time.
I just had PTSD when you said starting over and starting like dating. Oh my God.
Since all three of you and you produce drag shows, how do you go into it making it to where like you feel secure? You're like, okay, I know there's a bunch of shows out here, but I'm putting my own flavor into this. I'm putting my own vibe into this, and this is going to be successful. How do you do that, and how do you feel when you do it, and what makes you feel like after you're done, you're like, okay, this is my baby, she's good?
Sure. Well, I feel like I'm more or less qualified to answer that one. I started my show on Monday nights several years ago, and it was going under a different name, After Hours. And when I did that, shows are a lot different than some of the other shows that get produced around here because you're not given a budget. They provide you with a budget, but you have to prove that what you're doing is going to bring people in. It's always a numbers game, even if you're not actually producing something and getting the money yourself. And so in the very beginning, like it was literally like first show was me like on a street corner in full drag, just trying to wave people into a drag show. And I did that for weeks until we finally got a steady crowd. And then at that point, it becomes a matter of, I think one of the hardest things that I had to learn how to do was create a lineup that worked effectively. Like not just who is in the show and what you're doing with the people in the show. It's because it's a show that's hinging on new talent. People haven't really polished everything. Who do you know that's going to pack the place? Who are you going to have be the first two performers? And then when you know it's okay to have kind of a lull where someone hasn't really, perfected their stuff, you can put that person in. But then
That's when I perform.
that's Suzette.
Yeah.
That's Suzette. And then it's like, okay, we've had one or two that weren't that great, so let's bring it back up to somebody I know. And it becomes this flow of trying to figure out how are you going to keep people in? How are you going to keep people invested and involved? And so at the very least, from my point of view, in basically just solely doing bar work, like it's become a matter of like, how are you going to keep people in? How are you going to choose the right points for people to like feel like, okay, this is the time for me to go get drinks and chill, and then come right back around and watch the good performers again. And I hate to say like the good performers, but I guess the performers who more or less like know what they're doing, and when they get on stage is going to bring people right back. It's a whole balancing act.
Well, right. Like you need the performers that are going to anchor the show. Let's say that. And there's got to be a place for newer, greener, maybe not as exciting performers like me. I'll say that. And
I mean, you're pretty exciting. You came out on a bike.
I did come out on a bike. I've gotten better.
That's pretty exciting.
I've gotten
Don't
better.
sell yourself that short.
Well, but when I started, I don't know if it was that exciting. So
does anybody start out exciting though? I'm gonna let you guys know right now. If you see like a drag performer who is brand new, they're gonna be terrible. Like even if their makeup is good or their outfit is good, everything else is awful because they haven't gotten the stage presence yet or anything.
Speak for yourself. I was
I'm
gorgeous.
So sorry. Yaya was amazing from the get-go, and we all strive to be her. She's an icon, and I gotta.
But there's always something to work on though, right? Like maybe you start as Yaya, but then you're like, okay, what do you have to work on?
I got fat, and so I had to learn how to sew. Because
she said I wasn't flawed, but then I ate.
Forever 21 wasn't cutting it after the first year.
That's a whole nother episode. Is Forever 21 okay for drag? H&M's not. RuPaul's.
That's like your bread and butter.
Look, I'm dying on that hill. Forever 21 is okay for drag. None of this is from Forever 21 though. So, yet, I'm working on a line with them. Yeah. Okay, so you answered the question. What was it? Rephrase the question for me. Okay, that's okay. How do we make it different? Like, how do we put our own spin on it?
How do you make the show special?
Right.
Since there's so many shows locally.
Sure. Oh, I think for me personally, like I did a show with Yaya we called Fierce, Fresh, and Fabulous, where it was for it was for performers. You guys can woo too if you want. It's okay. I know you want to. I can see it. Oh, see? I could tell. It was for performers that were under 21, because if you're under 21 and you want to do drag, where do you do it? Because you can't get into a bar.
Street corners,
alleyways. Unless you're me and you sneak into the clubs the first 3 years.
When you said, sneaking in? Yeah,
Sorry.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. We talked about it on the show. We didn't say where.
Well, I'm aging myself. There was a club back in the day called Bojangles that was 18 and over. And that's actually where I saw my first drag show, and that was where I met Taryn. That was my first drag queen, my first drag show, but that was years ago. Like,
by the way, is the oldest drag queen in captivity right now. She just turned 50. She's been doing it for like 20 years now.
Yeah, about 20 years. Yeah.
I think you might have unplugged your mic.
Good.
Okay.
My voice carries. It'll work.
For me, that's what it always is like what's missing from the scene, because people, I always do think about that. Like, people can go see the Sunday showcase, they can see Fridays Are a Drag, at this point they can see the Thursday night show. What can't they see? What can I add to the scene that's going to make them say, okay, you know what, if I'm only going to see one show this week, I want to see that one. And so I've done Fierce, Fresh, and Fabulous with Yaya. I want to do Bus Stop. I'm a dork. I'm not. Apple.
Are you
and
gonna
I-
get a Sprinter?
Am I gonna
Yeah, what the fuck bus are you
Are
gonna?
you gonna get a Sprinter?
I don't know. I thought a school bus.
Fix your car first.
I thought a school bus would be cute, but then I thought like probably like a party bus because you can serve alcohol on a party bus.
Okay.
I actually want to do a show with Apple that I've been like. That's Apple in my relationship is just constantly me being like, "Can we do it? Can we do it?" And her being like, "Sure, one day. Please go away." Right.
And then me and Apple meet when you're not there, and we're like, how
do we kill her?
Or would it be like a drag taxi cab confessions, but on a bus with performances?
I mean, well, that's
or-
bus stop. That's bus. The one I want to do with Apple's actually called. It's called. What are we calling it? Fake Geek Girls Nerd Shit. We want to do Fake Geek Girls. Well, it's Fake Geek Girls : Nerd Shit. So it'd be a show like with nerdy themes. So like, okay, this one is Avengers, West Coast Avengers. Your number has to be a West Coast Avengers number. If it's not, get the fuck out. Don't bring to me who's not a West Coast Avenger. Don't bring Iron Man to me. Oh my God, the Marvel geeks are gonna be like, he was a West Coast Avenger in 1987.
First of all, thank you. Second of all, I don't even know what a West Coast Avenger is.
Okay, so like if the show is like Buffy themed that month, right?
Okay,
Like,
okay. Thank you. Speak
Give
my
me
language.
a good Willow number. Don't come with a bad Willow. Don't
Skin somebody on
Skin
stage.
somebody on stage.
If you're not skinning somebody on stage, you're not doing
It's
drag.
not a
and
Willow
that's just
number.
a fact.
It's not. Is it? Give me a Giles number. Oh my God, a king doing a Giles number?
Just an old Brinkley librarian who just
Yes.
That would turn me the fuck on.
Buffy fans in the audience? No.
One.
Who?
Good.
You've never been
You
to a
have to have
drag
an
show. You're
angel
not
number
Buffy fans.
too.
We what?
You have to have an angel number too.
Oh, yeah, with the
I'm just
ridiculous
saying.
forehead.
And then
Yes.
Suzette would be Cordelia.
I love that
yes,
our
thank
I
you,
love
thank
that our
you.
show where we're talking about there's too many drag shows.
We're
and
adding
we're
a
just
new
planning
drag
more
show.
drag
Adding
shows.
I'm the worst. I am the worst. But
Also, shout out to you for being like, who knows Buffy? And nobody said anything. You're like, let's keep talking about
Yeah, I
Buffy.
know. Oh my God.
damn
read
it.
the room, baby.
this is why I'm single and why the Proud Boys hate me.
Because they're Buffy fans?
They're not Buffy fans, and I just talk about Buffy, and I'm like, oh my God, have you seen it? Season 2 is kind of slow, but like season 3 picks up, and they're like, we hate that everything's.
But honestly, if the Proud Boys hate you, that means you're doing the Lord's work.
What was that? Oh, you
Yes.
agree with
If the
Clifton.
Proud
I know.
Boys hate you,
I
you're on
know.
the right side of
I know.
history.
I know. No, I hate them too. It's. They recognized me yesterday. We're getting way off topic, but they recognized me, and I was like, I know you recognize me. I recognize you. It's cool. I'm pretty. Whatever. But so that's what I tried to get back to the topic at hand. I try to find like what can we do that's not being done. So how do you make sure when you started Callback, the Callback Bar, Nightcap at the Callback Bar, how did you and Rosalie Valentine, your co-producer, and your
Sexual. You're
sexual,
co-sexual.
You're co-sexual? Okay.
My co-sexual,
Yeah,
yes.
co-sexual.
Once
Are
again.
you homosexual? You're homosexual?
Little bit.
Oh, wait. How many gays are on this stage? I'm
That's
confused.
that's a different episode of Say Yes. Do drag performers need to be gay? But for today,
Yeah, Suzette, do they?
I
that's
think
a
you need
different
to have
episode.
been
No, they don't.
fucked in the ass at least once.
That's a
to do
different
a drag
episode.
show.
That's a different episode. That you guys will have to come back because do you have to be fucked in the ass to do drag?
She agrees.
She's acknowledging.
Yeah.
Okay, audience. You're thinking about it, but for this one, back to producing.
Yes.
How did you and your co-sexual co-producer? How did you go into it saying we're gonna make this show different?
Right. So Rosalie and I had been doing drag for several years, obviously prior to doing Nightcap, and we always just felt like our style of drag like worked in the clubs, but we would have to tweak it a little bit to make it work in the clubs. I think both of us are a little bit more goofy, a little bit more sultry, more like look oriented, and sometimes in the club it's all about an 8 count, dancing the house down, and so there's like a lot of pressure to deliver stuff and top 40 that you necessarily wouldn't do otherwise, which like I still love doing that. Like I love doing Thirsty Thursdays for that reason. It's always a good opportunity for me to like bust out some dance music and try that, but we wanted something where we felt like we could just be ourselves in our space and like not have the pressure of being in a nightclub. So we wanted to start a show that was like more cabaret, more sultry, more intimate than a nightclub experience. Especially too, because like a nightclub isn't inviting for all people. Like I know lots of straight people or people in my personal life that are like, oh, I could never go out to a nightclub or a gay bar. Like that's so intimidating. And our show, like the stakes are a lot lower than like going to a gay bar. You know, like it's more comfortable. It's kind of like just being at a restaurant, and like, you know, it's more peaceful than being in a gay bar.
They get to be all masked and be like, yeah, I just saw a show at the comedy
right,
spot.
yeah, I went to nightclub, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not allowed at the
chicken
comedy
tenders
spot.
and a Red
Right.
Bull.
Yeah, they don't like me.
Right, the chicken tenders slap, by the way, over at Punchline.
Where at Punchline?
Punchline
They're
chicken tenders.
oh my god, they're
Mhm.
like that is okay. Really quick, Punchline chicken tenders, the best ever.
Mhm.
Yes, no, or maybe.
I've never had their chicken tenders. I
Okay,
can speak
yes,
on that.
I'm
Okay.
just
the
yes,
chicken tenders
yes,
are good.
they're the best.
We're just derailing it and talking about chicken tenders for the
I
rest
just
of the
really
show.
like
We're
chicken
just gonna
tenders.
do it.
Yes, no, or maybe.
Yes.
Yes, no, or maybe.
Yes.
And
I-
those
they're
little
so good.
pretzels that look like uncut penis.
Uncircumcised
We've gone way too off course.
pretzels.
Yes.
But that's
How did
okay. We can
get
get off
here?
course. We
How
can
did
get off
we
course.
You're right.
get
You're right.
here?
You're right.
We can get
yes.
off course.
How did we get here?
Proud Boys, pretzels, uncircumcised.
But
What,
yes,
Proud
intimate.
Boys, pretzels, and penis. That's the PPP loan.
Oh,
They're
right there.
they're at home
Okay.
getting so
We
mad.
have a statement from a random audience member.
Okay.
Can I approach?
Please, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You have to speak into the mic.
Hello.
Hello.
I just want to say, like, I think that, like, you and Rosalia, you and Rosalia are, like, one of the, like, perfect pairings to do a show. Because you are, like, you're both opposite, I feel like, at least. Yeah. And you're opposite, and you...
In their drag aesthetic.
And, yes.
I'm
And-
good and she's bad. Right.
And...
The co-sexual is angry at home.
your idea, like, I feel like, I mean, I guess it helps that I know you guys, but like your ideas are like you mesh well, and like your cabaret like vibe for Punchline makes total sense to me. I feel like that is something that like over so many other shows, yours is one that like I would actually want to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can't get that at Badlands. You can't get that at Faces. Can't get that at any other places.
Well,
you
and
guys have a good formula.
And that's and how many have you done? Almost. We're coming
I
up
think
on
this
a year.
is.
Is it a year?
Yeah, it's gonna be a year in October, November.
Okay, cool. So I got
So
booked before
yeah,
a year was up.
it's been like almost a year of sold out shows.
And that's important. Thank you. She was snapping for you. What's your name? Carolyn. I like how you said it, Carolyn. What do they call you? Well,
Fuck
them.
that. Kill them immediately.
Fuck,
Kill them
yeah,
immediately.
run them over with your fucking car. That's weird.
But
Did
she named you,
named
right?
You?
Okay.
Okay, that's a different episode.
She was. Let's get you up here. We're gonna unpack that for a couple minutes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's I lots of questions after the show, but okay. So you've done it's July, so in
Right.
October.
Right.
So you've done 9 shows.
Right.
Okay, and they've all been sold out.
Yes.
And they've all been successful. The venue's happy with you.
It's hard though, and
what's hard?
And I don't want to like air out like how my show is structured.
But
Like,
let's fucking
with,
do it.
with my, but like working with Live Nation is a very hands-on experience. Live Nation produces like millions of events
Yes.
in the
They're
country,
worldwide. The world.
the whole
They're
world.
global.
So I am left to my own devices in a lot of areas where I have to promote it myself and I have to talk about it myself, and I design the poster myself and I cast it myself and I handle the budget and the finances of it myself, and that has taught me to like how to really be a show producer, because those are things that I don't think a lot of these show producers even have to think about. I think they kind of put a lot of that in the venue's hands, which is why there's not necessarily longevity in some of these events. But with this, it's like I have to be invested in my show every single day of the month in order for it to sell out.
Yes.
I have to check in on ticket sales every single day. I have to make sure it's running on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And then if I run an ad, I have to make sure I'm deleting every comment from the homophobic Arkansas
Oh, I leave
people.
them to respond.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, and God forbid someone drops out
I
on you.
saw an advertisement for your show on Grindr.
Oh.
Did you put it
on
there?
Grindr?
Yes, girl. It was on Grindr. I meant to screen cap. I'll screen cap
you
it
put it
next
there?
time.
What?
And I was like, yes.
Like on someone's profile?
No, girl. It was you know how on Grindr when you send a
Look at
message
you.
and then you get the advertisers to be a little game with the man running and you got to solve the puzzle. So it wasn't the
I
man
hate that
running
because
was
nobody
solving the
pays for
puzzle.
Grindr. They always got to do the ads, right? Yeah.
So then it was that, and then the next time I sent the message, I got an advertisement. It was your show at the Punchline.
Well,
That's
hey.
so cool. You made it. You're on the dick app.
There's a
Yay.
gay man 6 feet from you and watch the show. Yes. Well, good. Okay, so okay.
Yeah, I'm a screen cap it next time and send it to
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so that is a very real thing for you and me because I also produce a show at Punchline, and then this show, I've never had a show outside of the shows I do at the bar at Badlands. I've never had a show with a budget. I mean, okay, there was a show at a salon. I did a show at a hair salon, and I had a budget, and then I do this cute little kid show, which you've both done with me, and I get a budget for that. But Punchline doesn't say like, hey Suzette, here's $1,500. Go ahead and do a show. I'm like, oh shit, I just committed $1,500. I hope I can pay everybody. Otherwise, I'm not going to pay my rent. Like, and I can't suck that much dick.
Have you sucked any dick?
That's a whole different episode.
Okay. Episode 2. Has Suzette sucked dick and how much?
Well, and do you have to have a Grindr
For
to
how
have
much?
What?
For how much? Yes.
For how much? Are we auctioning my dick sucking off?
Yes, we are.
Look, I just want to say
You said no to the dude with the vineyard. We're going to get into that too.
I do stand up about that dude and you every time.
Please.
You haven't heard it. Look, I just want to say right now my
I'm
aesthetic.
shocked.
About what?
Just
everything?
Yeah.
That's my aesthetic. It shocks people. Yeah. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but not in the right way.
I didn't say in any particular way. I just said it shocks people. I just want to say right now I'm giving private flight attendant to Ibiza, and I give really good head at 30,000 feet. That's my aesthetic. I didn't say it's reality.
We're going to unpack later what brought you to that. We're going to unpack that later, yeah.
But so Grindr ads aside, you have to work so hard to promote your show.
No, absolutely.
Right. And at Punchline, I also am just killing myself every month to promote the show, produce the show, make sure I was just complaining about this shit today. I'll send a message to you guys have never been to, you don't know who I am. So okay, you've been to my show. I do a show at Punchline and it's called Queens in Comedy, and it has comedians and it has drag queens. It's a lot of fun. They've done it. They've been and before maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the show. So I should do it today, actually. I'll send a message to everyone in the show. Hey, thanks for doing the show. Just sending a group message. If you want to opt out of the group message, that's cool. Don't worry about it. But I just need to say a few things. Comics, hit me with your walk-up song, because comics have a walk-up song, right? Hit me with your walk-up song. Also, if you can give me your Venmo handle, I'm just going to make sure everyone gets tipped, because people get tipped at my show also. That's how I'm going to pay you. Drag queens, hit me with your performance song. Hit me with your Venmo handle, please. Any other questions, go ahead and ask the questions here. Call time is this. The venue is this. I'll be there at this time. Thank you so much. Right? Some people message me with their song and their Venmo handle that day. Some people wait until the day of the show to hit me with that information. And I'm like, this is too late. This is too late for me. Like, I've already printed the Venmo sheet. I had to. That's okay.
Sorry,
was it a
on
ghost? Was it you? What happened?
It's a haunted drunk. I'm sorry.
It's the Venmo ghost.
But like,
yeah.
On that note, like, I think a lot of these producers get like complacent too, because if I went to a venue and they were like, here's $700, make a show happen, like maybe the first few months I'd be like, okay, let me really hustle and get this thing going. But then if they were just giving me $700 every month to put on a show or every week, like I feel like I would stop working as hard as I have to now, just because like the money's there. But then at that point it's like, now your venue is paying you $700 for an audience of 5 people, and I've done those shows. I've done those shows where it's like
You're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we're gonna pay you $200, and I show up and there's 3 people in the audience. I'm like, okay, well I know you're not making any money, and now I feel terrible.
I said that to the last time I did the children's show. So if there are Proud Boys watching, they're so mad at this. I do a show for children, right? Because let's like the real truth about like drag queen story time is nobody wants it. Nobody wants to watch someone read a book. Like
I don't even know how to read.
The last show I read them a Tom Clancy novel. Like I read them to Clear and Present Danger, and the kids did not. They were not into. I read all 875 pages, and they just didn't. No, I'm kidding. But
every couple hours, I was like, Suzette, stop. She's like, no, it's getting good. It's getting good.
I was like, no, we haven't gotten to bus stop yet. But
and now all those children are in therapy.
They are. I caused a lot of therapy. Yeah, that's also my aesthetic. But it causes therapy. Ride spikes. So we did the children's drag show, and I actually like got really concerned with the venue, and I was like, did you guys make money? Because they gave me this is one of the rare shows where I got a budget, and they just paid for all the performers, and they paid for the DJ, and they were like, here's the money for the show. You don't have to do anything but show up and host it. And I was like, but are you making money? Are you? And they were like, what? And I was like, no, I look, I'm getting paid, and that's great, and I love it, because this is the one show where I can just chill and actually worry about my performance, worry about what I'm hosting, worry about what I'm wearing for once, because sometimes I need help. But thank you, Liz. And yeah. But like, I wanted to make sure they were making money. And they were like, why are you asking? And I was like, because I don't want you to go in the hole on this. Like, I don't want you guys to lose money. And they were like, yeah, we're making money long term, and that's good enough for us.
Well, and like to piggyback off of that too, it's like if us as drag performers are going to venues in the area saying, give me $700 to produce a show, and we keep doing that, and the shows become less and less and less successful, we're gonna like establish this reputation in the community where it's like drag performers are price gauging us, and we don't want drag shows anymore, and we're gonna go from having like 7 shows a week to nothing, because we're gonna piss off every fucking venue in the city by taking all their money and putting them in the
not
hole.
producing results.
Right.
Yeah. So that is important. Like, and we're not. I think none of us would say like no one should ever produce a show. But earlier we talked about you mentioned the chops to produce a show. What are the chops to produce a show?
So I think oftentimes too, like people want to produce a show, they want to have their vision come to life, which is totally appreciated. Like I totally get that. But in producing a show, you also have to host the event most times, and
or hire a host, either way.
Right. And I think a lot of performers forget the like day of part. They're like leading up to the event, they're so excited for it. And it's like, okay, but once you're on the mic, can you actually run a show and perform and drag on the spot? And there's a lot of hosts, no shade, that are struggling.
I know exactly who you're talking
to
about.
get through a show.
Is us? Is she talking about us?
She's talking about us.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Fuck her.
But
But that's
and
another
so
show.
it's
Should everyone host? But like that is part of producing.
No,
is
absolutely.
who's hosting your show.
Yeah, and I mean, there's even times where I'm like, I feel like I suck on the mic, and then I feel bad. I'm like, why am I producing events when the second I get on the mic, I'm like, hi, welcome to show.
That's exactly how she hosts.
Right,
too.
and there's just so many shows where I'm like, this is going on too long. The banter on the microphone is awkward. We're taking too many breaks. There's dead air. So if you're gonna be a show producer, you actually have to know how to like run your show as it's going. Like,
well, and I'm curious to know, especially from Clifton, who is outside of the actual producing aspect, what do you think makes a good host for a show?
Actually be on the stage hosting?
Oh, that
That's
is a
big
real
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Like,
There'll be so many people at the DJ booth just like, weren't they great? And it's like, God, what's up?
Upstairs,
Right. Yeah.
outside, down the street.
and you should be funny.
But let me say, as someone who is or is not funny, you don't have to be funny. You just need to be engaging.
Yeah.
Because I've seen hosts that aren't funny. Does it help? Absolutely. Funny is good, right?
And you have to kind of sacrifice a little of like yourself when you're hosting.
What do you mean?
Because there's stuff I say on the mic that I'm like, I would never just say this in conversation. Like the intros and you know, doing like a roll call of your audience and selling alcohol and all of those things are not like built into my character as a person. So you kind of have to sacrifice a little of like
You're talking about like the drag-isms, where it's
Right,
just
absolutely.
Kinda, yeah.
Like you, and sometimes
Can you
it's just
define
like the more we drink, or the more you drink, the prettier we look, and all that bullshit
it
that we
takes
say
a
every
lot of
show.
money to look this cheap,
Right.
And sometimes that stuff gets really played out, but it's like part of a drag show, and you have to like find
How
ways.
the fuck are you, Badlands?
You're right. Yeah.
Oh,
Are y'all
that's
ready for
what
a
I'm pretending.
Are y'all ready for a fucking drag show?
She just
I
left Badlands. She
said-
messaged. She's on her way.
It's
Um,
so, and if you're like not good at those things, or you can't like come with like new plays on those traditions, like you're probably gonna struggle a
tropes,
little
the
bit.
tropes,
Yeah.
So okay, so for produce, okay, so let's say somebody comes and they're like, okay, I saw your show, I saw Say Yes, and I want to produce a show, and you awful fucking bitches said maybe and no and no and maybe. So I want to produce a show. I'm gonna make sure it's different, right? So that would be additive to the scene. I'm gonna worry about the host. What else do they need to worry about?
Making sure that it doesn't feel like a cookie cutter, because I swear if I go to another show and it's the 3 acts and then we have a lip sync, then we have a twerk off, and then the same 3 acts again, and if those 3 acts are the same girls that are performed on Tuesday or Wednesday or Sunday or something like that, then it's gonna feel like, okay girl, I done seen this. And then 6 out of 10, sometimes they overdo the same number they did on Sunday on a
Drag
Friday.
me.
And it's just like, okay, girl, I done seen this. This is the same pattern. I know what's going to happen. And then, it's just like, okay, what are you bringing different? Like, I like the Monday formula because it's something different. I like the formula you have. You have a different formula too. Like you guys, and you have a different formula too because you book girls that we don't see all the time. It's like everybody has some. You 4 have something differently that you bring. However, if it's a Friday night, like today, there's how many shows were there today? Just today only?
Oh, okay.
3?
So there was 1, 2, 3. This technically would be 4.
Yeah.
4 drag shows tonight.
And so, like, from a consumer standpoint, there's 4 drag shows in one night. What are you gonna do differently than the other show across the street?
Get
or
a
the
I'm
show
gonna suck
around
dick.
the corner?
I'll suck dick.
I'm gonna
Everyone's dick to make
She's
sure
gonna
everyone has
suck
a good
dick.
time.
I'm gonna get a stationary bike. You laugh, but
She doesn't have a car, so she has to.
yeah, it's. I don't go anywhere. I just pedal in one spot. But okay, so that's an important question because I like sports, and that's always a thing. And sports fans, okay. So which sport? Baseball. So expansion in baseball. Are there enough players? We want to add a team in Norfolk, Virginia. Like, are there
sports analogy?
Okay,
I'm going home.
Okay, you know what? I'll give it.
We're gonna let them
analogy.
have it because she's connecting with the crowd in
connecting, I'm
heterosexual
connecting.
ways.
So-
So we're gonna let this happen.
Another good analogy is,
Are there enough? I guess my question is: are there enough consumers? You said consumers. Are there enough consumers, and are there enough performers?
I feel like with
to sustain that.
the Monday shows are bringing
Monday
more.
shows are different because there's new performers.
Mhm.
But for a Friday, a Thursday, a Sunday, a Saturday, are there enough performers to? Because what I'm having trouble with lately is like I do the Thursday show at Badlands. I'm
Mhm.
having trouble booking it,
We need more girls.
and we can't just make
But
them.
good girls.
Good girls. They have
And
to
also
be
boys.
and boys and boys and
Absolutely.
boys.
Yeah, we need more
Performers.
Let me
When
me
you say
And I
girls,
will
you mean
say,
performers.
I
Yeah.
will say, because of the oversaturation, I feel like we're producing all these drag people to do more drag, and there's no time to like get good at it because they're just
Yeah.
fucking working so hard. Like when I started doing drag, it was like I would do 1 or 2 shows a month, and in between those shows, I was making new looks. I was coming up with new numbers. I was in the studio making mixes. Like I had time to really perfect what I was doing. And now it's like, oh, you own a wig? I have a show for you on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and I need you to do brunch on Sunday too. So you have to be good right now. And it's just like no one has the time to like get good now. So we just kind of have a bunch of like half-ass drag performers running around town doing
Yeah.
half-ass drag.
And I will add to that because I feel like as you know, both of us, people who have done drag for years now, I think we fall into that too, where it's like we become so busy doing all these shows.
I phone it in so much now,
Right,
because
and
I
you-
have no time.
Yeah, and it's like you don't want to. You want to give a good show every time you're on stage, but if you're doing like 4 to 5 shows a week and you have no time to come up with anything different, get new outfits, get new looks, provide new like entertainment, it gets hard because you'll notice that the newbies, the ones who have more time to kind of chill and like get stuff together, they're gonna start like doing things better than you, and then you're like, well, shit, now I gotta catch up and find some time to do all that stuff.
So I guess to make it specific to the overarching theme of this episode, is it a producer's job to book in a specific way that doesn't cause that?
I feel like since there's so many queens and kings and performers here, I feel like it should be your duty to be like, okay, if they're performing on Sunday brunch, maybe I should not book them this week. Maybe I should book someone else and then book them the next week. So then it feels special, and then they have enough time to come up with a new number, come up with a new look, a new everything, because there's nothing worse from a consumer if I see you perform on Sunday and then I come out on Friday, I'm like, wait, didn't you just do this on Sunday? Like, we've all have seen that before, and it happens, but like there's enough of y'all to where that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, and I think another thing too is like if you are going to produce events, you have to be able to hold your castmates and your people you're producing with accountable. You know, I have performers that show up late, and like a lot of people just like sweep that under the rug. I'm like, you were fucking late, and I'm not going to book you again because of that. And I just come out and say that because it's like I say it because I love you and I wanted you on the show for a reason. And if you are going to be working in this industry, like we have to hold each other accountable. And like if people are showing up to shows doing half-ass drag, being late with bad concepts and not doing their job, like we have to do our job and like
it is
making sure that the show is running well behind the scenes and on stage.
Right, and it is a job, and I think a lot of people don't think about it.
They don't
like
want to
that.
do it.
Well, but like this is the best job there is.
Right.
Yeah.
We're literally getting paid to play dress up. That is
Right,
fucking
like
cool.
it's an
Yeah.
amazing fucking job. And if people don't, like, as a producer, that is a pet peeve of mine. If you don't want to treat this like have fun with it, we're getting paid to play dress up, but also please treat it with the respect and dignity that because it is a job, and I need you to come and I need you to do your job, and I need you not to treat it like it's a joke.
Right.
Unless I mean that's your aesthetic, and your aesthetic is a joke, then like treat it like a joke, but treat it like a joke professionally.
Right.
I think you guys, does that make sense?
But if the show's supposed to, we all know the joke about drag time, but if the show's supposed to start at 8:00, and y'all are not starting until 8:45,
Okay.
8:50,
Okay.
9:00, then I'm gonna be like, okay, girl.
Suzette.
But if I may piggyback off of that, I feel like that's kind of it's like a drag performer versus audience sort of situation, because there are a lot of times where the drag performer or the audience are like, oh, okay, well, I know it's a drag show, they're not going to start until da da da, so I'm not going to show up until da da da, and then it's like we start late because the audience doesn't go there, so it's like a push and pull there, where I don't know if that's really ever going to get resolved. I think you're always going to see a drag show late because it's either the audience hasn't arrived or the drag performers are late. It's just
because I've been there times where you have been ready and you were just like, oh, push it back because there's no one there,
because there's like 4 people there and I'm trying to get more than $3.
Different shows are different things. So like the Friday night show, like I introed off the Friday night show because I was hosting the viewing party night, and that very much is we need an audience to do the show, and that audience is like, yeah, but we're not going to come out till the sun's down. So it's like, all right, I guess we'll wait until 8:45. And would we love to wait until 10 o'clock? Fuck yeah, absolutely. But then people aren't going to come until 11. So it's like it's very much push-pull. Thursday though, my Thursday show, Thirsty Thursday at Badlands, we start right the fuck on at 11.
it's
Like I don't care
packed.
if we have an audience or not. And that one is because of the Go-Go's, because we have Go-Go's at 10:30, and then we're on 11, and then we're off at 11:30. They're on 11:30, and then we're back on at midnight, and then they're off at midnight, and so we are on the clock. I've had it before. Early when I was doing Thursday shows, there was one Thursday night where it was 10:59, and I was the only drag performer, and in the building, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I guess I'll do one number and call it good. But I was like, this isn't that show where we're starting late because we're starting late. So okay, we're kind of running up on the end of the episode. What do we want to say? What do we want our lasting kind of words to be about producing a show?
Be passionate about producing and putting on shows. Don't
Right.
just do it to feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do. Like, be passionate about the process and about connecting with your audience and with your performers and really making an event that is conducive to like being profitable and successful and long lasting. Don't just do it because you saw someone else do it and you feel like now you have to do it so people take you seriously. Like, do it because you love it.
Right, because like I really do love producing shows, and you pegged that on me. Like, you pegged me. You said that about me. Like, I mean,
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. But you said that about me like early on when we were becoming friends. Like, you like producing, and I do. And
right, and no shade. Like, I think of you as like a producer first. Like,
I think everyone does.
Yeah, because that's what you do. Like, you,
Right.
Because I remember one of the first times I met you, you were at fucking Badlands, handing out like fans with your flyer for the show on it. Like, you would clock the fan and it had the show flyer. And there was a whole other show going on inside the club, and she was on the patio like promoting her show for the next night. And I'm like, that's probably taboo. You probably shouldn't do that. But like, I was just like, damn, this bitch is a fucking hustler. And I did not like her when I first met her.
You hated
I
me.
was like, this ugly straight man did
What?
not just tell me this.
What?
Yeah.
You just outed her. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
But then when I saw you out every fucking day promoting your shows and hustling like you were, I was like, okay, I have mad respect for this person.
I'm not ugly.
Apple, what's your what are your thoughts?
I mean, wow, gosh, yes. Lovely segue, thank you. You know, I would say, and I think a lot of this comes from me doing the Monday show and just having a certain spot in my heart for people just want to do something new. If you want to host, if you want to produce a show, you know, there's nothing against giving that a shot for sure. But like, just make sure that whatever you do, it's something that is unique, something that people want to see that isn't something that they see all the time. And at the very least, like, you know, I might even recommend before you produce your own show, maybe like ask a performer who does a show, like, hey, can I do like a guest hosting spot sometime, or could I get on the mic for a little bit, just to like make sure that you have the chops for it. And then once you do, the world's your oyster. Go nuts with it. Just make sure that what you're doing is exciting, you know?
And like, that's the thing, have a passion about it. Yeah. Like, that's what you were saying, basically. Have a passion. Make sure it's exciting. If it's not exciting to you, if you're doing it because it's rote, because you think it's the next step, why? Like, figure out, learn some other step. Learn how to sew.
Because I can tell when you're not into it. I can tell when people are not into what they're doing and they're doing it just for a check or a tip or notoriety, because it would just have that kind of stale feeling. And from an audience perspective, I'm like, okay, they're not really feeling it. They're just kind of going through the motions. And that will be your downfall, and you'll be gone in a couple months. So
yeah, and the fact of the matter is, you have to be ready for any fucking audience. You need to act like 3 people is 20 people, is 40 people. Because it's like, you're gonna have days like that. You're gonna have days where you're in a tiny comedy theater and you're on microphones and you're staring at an audience of maybe like 5 or 6 people, and it's gotta still be. Thank you guys so much for coming out. You're amazing, by the way. Thank you. You gotta act like it's a full crowd. You gotta act like you're serving to everybody, because people came to have a good time, and it's not their fault that not everybody showed up. You gotta act like it's a big fucking deal, and not everybody can do that.
you got to give that same energy.
That's
the
a
same
host-
energy that
that's-
you would give 200 people, you give to the 20 people.
That's a hosting pet peeve. That's a different episode, but I hate when people admonish the audience that came. Like, well, you guys aren't a big crowd. Well, how about just being happy about the crowd that came? Thank you guys for coming. Like, it's not your fault other people aren't here. Like, thank you guys for coming. We're not going to talk about, like, the people that aren't here, because fuck them. Like, let's talk about you guys. You know, let's talk about baseball.
We're going to turn it to you, and we're just going to ask you about your life stories for the next half
No,
hour.
but like, it is a pet peeve of mine when hosts are like, "Where's the rest of the?" Like, they ask the crowd where the rest. Like, they know, like the people that are they're laughing because it's true. People do this shit. They're like, "Where's the rest of the crowd?" I don't know them. I don't know. I don't know where they are. Home?
I could call someone.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. Did you? Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, that happens though.
Oh yeah. And my other word of advice to people producing shows: get really good at Microsoft Excel, because you're gonna have the IRS up your fucking ass. So you got to keep track of everyone you're paying, every move you make, all the ads you run on Facebook.
Every move you make.
Like I do this shit for real. I've got my spreadsheets.
I have
I've
your
got-
spreadsheet. I have a
Mhm.
spreadsheet. Yeah.
I cut 1099s, bitch. I don't play around.
How are you both gay and good at finances? That doesn't normally add up.
Jew.
True. Oh yeah, it's because I'm Jewish.
There you
go.
Yeah. So okay, so Clifton, if someone's gonna, did you give your last words on producing a show?
I feel like if you're gonna produce a show, make it feel special. Put your whole heart, soul, foot, pussy, whatever genitalia you identify
Your
with
foot pussy?
into it. Yeah, your
Your
foot
fussy. Your
Your
fussy.
Pussy, yeah.
Put everything into it because
my pussy's wet.
I can tell because I have seen plenty of drag shows and I've been to shows where the performers are not feeling it and we feel it. But I have been to shows where there's only been about 30 of us in there, but y'all are feeling it. Y'all are having a good time, and it doesn't feel like there's only 30 people in there because we're having a good time. We're engaged, and we're into it. We're throwing all our money to you. We're going to the ATM to get more money to throw at you. Like that. Those are the good shows. Like, every show's not going to have 100 people. Every show's not going to have packed to capacity line around the corner, but it's just how you make us feel is what makes your show. And if you can give us that good feeling and make us go home and tell our friends about this and post about it on our Instagram stories and stuff like that, you got a show.
I agree with everything you guys said. It's about passion, and for me, it really comes down to why are you doing the show? Why are you producing? Because you guys know I'm a dork. You guys at this point know I'm a dork. You know I'm a dork. But I have a whole syllabus because I actually wanted to teach. I think I've talked to you about this. I wanted to teach a seminar on producing a show because for me it is very much like a formulaic science.
What if we did a show where we taught people how to do shows on a bus?
Look who's produced. Oh, you're making
not on a bus. Is it a double decker like on Spice World?
This was a targeted attack on Alpha.
Yeah.
I messaged one of the party bus people and they never messaged back. And
If it looks like the inside of the Spice World bus, I'm so fucking here.
Oh,
for
now
it.
you're in? Yeah.
If it's got the Baby Spice swing, yeah, I'll teach
Now
stuff
you're
on the
doing
Baby
it.
Spice. If it's got the
swing,
baby, yeah,
of course it's got the Baby Spice
Come
swing.
on.
No, but I think the first question on that the syllabus for the seminar, that's a lot of S's, is why are you doing this? Because you only produce a show for certain reasons. You do it for money, right? You do it for clout. A lot of people want to do it so they get their name out there. Guilty. You do it because the venue wants it, or you do it because the area needs it. It really breaks down to those 4 reasons. So what's the reason?
You can't do it because you like it. It's just those 4 reasons.
No, I mean you can do it because you like it, but you're not going to produce a show because you like it. You're going to produce a show for one of those reasons, and I think it's really just it's important to be honest about what the reason is, right?
Absolutely.
Because if you're doing it for clout, say you're fucking doing it because you want people to know who you are. If you're doing
And
it,
there's no shame in that.
Absolutely
Like
not.
if your objective
Absolutely
is to
not.
go out and put your name out there, then fucking do it.
But just produce a good show. Because if you're not going to produce a good show when you want to get your name out there, then just get booked. Just get booked and perform. Right? I just heard noises. Okay, cool.
I just heard noises. No, that's just your psycho shit going on. You're
Oh,
fine.
okay.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, I have a lot of psychosis. But be honest about why you're doing it, and then do it with your whole heart, like we said. So okay, so is that it? Are we good?
That's it.
Do we take audience questions?
Any audience questions on this topic? First of all, thank you guys again for being here.
Yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. You were incredible. Thank you so much. Very attentive, very interactive. Thank you.
I want this to work. I think we all want this to work, and it only works with audience because we care about the venue. And if we don't have any audience, then the venue's like, so you want to do this on Tuesday at 9 a.m.? And that's a no for drag performers.
That's a hard no. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. What's your question?
So I feel like not really a question, but I feel like if you're producing a show, it should be a little bit of everything that all of you said. It should be a little piece of all of it, honestly. And if someone says it's not, then you're probably lying. But I feel like it's more important where what's the reason that you want to keep it going? I feel like that reason is a little bit more important than the other ones. But at the end of the day, when you're starting one, it's probably a mixture of all of it, right? So
it can be because I've started many shows. I've started shows where the venue was like, hey, we want this show. And I'm like, I don't know if that show should be a show. And they're like, but we want it. And I'm like, okay, cool, we'll do it. And I've started shows where, like the kids shows, like that's a reason in my heart I believe kids should get to see drag. They shouldn't have to wait till they're 21. Like they should get to see make-believe people doing make-believe things for fun. Like I've done shows to get my name out there. Absolutely. Because I had no name when I first started. I've done shows for money. Rarely for money, because I understand you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose if you care about the show, you're not gonna make fucking money. Like until I get a residency in Vegas, I'm not expecting money.
Well, we have residencies in Sacramento now. Did you hear with Barbra Streisand and Lady Gaga and Madonna?
I was like, holy shit, Sacramento's come up.
Making that all up. That was a fever.
If Barbra Streisand and Lady Gaga were here, there'd be no more drag shows.
Liza's back alive. Is she dead?
She's not dead.
She's not dead.
Wow, you really
They
are
killed her
straight.
and brought her back to life. I don't know. They brought Judy Garland back to life. Is she doing a show?
After a couple edibles, she'll do any show.
Okay,
you know?
okay, yeah. So yeah, okay. So any questions from the audience about this topic? You don't have to. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't want to put you on the spot.
Make something up.
or statements
Right.
like Pocket had. He said it's been really fun and informative. Thank you. What's your name? John. Thank you so much.
John and Carolyn. Fuck your mom.
Her mom
Carolyn.
doesn't know.
Yes.
Does her mom know how to say your name?
Okay.
That's fucked up.
She said
No? What's she call him?
James.
Well, that's an accent. I'm okay with that. We can't get mad about the pronunciation. I'm mad that she named you a name that she doesn't know how to say. Uh-huh. What is... But that didn't clear it up.
Oh
no,
my God,
I thought it was
so you
gonna
have
make
your
sense.
name and you have your angry name. I like it.
So
It's
you have
good.
a drag name. Yeah.
Then we'll catch you on stage next week. Shoot.
Right, in a show. Do you want to do bus stop?
So do you have a bus that we could use?
Yeah.
Please.
If you have a bus and you have we can hire. Yeah, I know.
We're making magic. We're producing.
But
yes.
let's use that as it is a dumb idea, but let's use that on the way out of bus stop could exist. It's a show that doesn't exist, right? So as long as we have an idea that doesn't already exist, like lube wrestling or a bus stop show, and we have a bus and we book it well and we care about it and we don't care about money, this show could exist.
Yes.
You're not going to do it with me.
I'm absolutely not
Not
gonna
at
do
all.
that with you.
But
no.
it could exist. You'll do it with me?
No.
You'll say no, but then you're going to say yes.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
This is from experience. Talking to you, I've heard so many outrageous freaking ideas.
You have to say me, Suzette.
Suzette. Sorry. So Suzette, talking to Suzette specifically, I've heard so many different ideas from you, and back in the day, I'd be like, fuck that. Like, that would never happen. However, pretty much all of it has happened. Yeah. So, like, yeah.
Well, and if I can say, there's no secret to that. Like, there's no. I think some people look at me and they're like, "What the? How?"
Often, every day.
I know.
Yeah.
But really, it's one, it's the passion, and two, it's surrounding yourself with people that are good at what they do. Like, that's what I do. I surround myself with people that are good at what they do, and that's how my shows are successful. Like the Queens in Comedy, I book it so well. And it's successful because of that. You guys have done it. Like, this show was important to me that, like, we did it because that's the best way for this show to succeed. Thirsty Thursday, like, that's a show, that's a different one. Like, that's a show that, like, Marcos and I built from the ground up. Like, so it's just, it's working with people that are good at what they do and making sure that you put your whole fussy into it. You know?
It's all about the fussy,
It's about the
baby.
fussy, and you got to put your fussy into
fussy.
it. If you're not whole fussy, then get the fuck out.
I do want to mention that I am a size 13, so if that's something anyone's interested in, I got a whole
Size
fussy.
13 fussy.
Oh.
Fussy, get the fussy wet or get the fuck out.
We do need to stop saying
We do-
pussy. It's making me a little sick.
Is it?
Yeah.
So anyway, this show specifically, say yes. I hope that it keeps existing. I hope that these three people keep doing it with me. the next episode will be about a different topic. Studio audience, if you guys have a topic that you want to hear us talk about, go ahead and say it. You can say it now. You can message later. Audience watching, I have a whole list of topics. I've showed it to these two, and ad nauseum. Just I wake Apple up in the hey, look at the list.
You
again.
don't wake me up. I leave my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Hey, twin.
Hey.
But you know, we're open to ideas because we want to answer these questions, because I think that's the thing. 9.5 years, 6 years. 6 years you've been around these streets for
about 15 years.
So that's a combined 900 years of drag experience.
Carry
I think.
the one. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know math. I'm not the Jew, but
You're gonna unpack that too.
Okay, hold on. We got a comment. Bus stop needs a film crew to sell it. Also, someone said this is giving very Suzette Vanetti show vibes. So thank you, audience, for watching. Appreciate that. And if it's giving Suzette Vanetti show vibes, then I'll say, because that was a show that I did with my whole heart, with people that I love, and that made it work.
And your pussy.
Yeah, I didn't want to say. I didn't make her say.
And you stayed awake for this one.
I did.
You did.
Okay, because I haven't been up for 37 hours.
Good for
That's
you.
a good read, though.
Good for you.
I fall asleep all the time on this.
Yes, you do.
Show.
Yes, you do.
But so if you guys have any things that you're like, I don't know, like one of the episodes is like, can drag queens wear sneakers? John, have you ever wondered that? No,
The
you
answer
haven't wondered
to that is maybe.
Oh my God, that's why you love him, right? That's such a good answer.
Yeah.
Okay, but like if you guys had questions like that, like, you know, I don't know, another one is like, do drag queens need to know an 8 count to be a drag performer?
Well,
like,
and you know, like maybe at some point we could even open it to things that aren't necessarily drag related, but people are just curious what drag people think about that stuff.
Yeah. Do drag people think mental health is important? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can do
Obviously
that.
no, because I keep doing this and I shouldn't.
Right.
Is that
There you go.
is this hanging out with me?
But Clifton, what are your opinions?
Right.
So anyway, thank you so much to Stab for letting us do the show. Thank you to you guys for being here in the audience. Really appreciate it. Thank you anyone watching on YouTube or twitch.tv/Stab Comedy. I like this show. I want to keep saying yes or no or maybe.
Yeah. Well, if the audience is here, I'll do it. And if a paycheck comes here at some point, I will definitely do it.
Will you do bus stop?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Okay. Anyway,
I'll be a passenger on the bus.
I'll drive the bus.
You'll drive the bus.
Give me like 3 White Claws. I'll drive the bus.
In
Let's
drag?
go. Yes.
Drive the bus straight to hell, girl.
That's right. You got to make it fun. You got to make it exciting. You got to make
do
it
White
dangerous.
Claws get you drunk, actually?
Yeah.
One that got me drunk was those House of Love cocktails at DragCon.
Okay. There are gay cocktails called House of Love that come in a can and they will fuck you up. Oh my God.
Don't let the label fool you. Them things. Ooh.
That is not a seltzer. That is a disaster.
And on that note.
On that note, I guess I'll just say this has been a lot of fun. And for Apple Adams, Clifton Ellison, Yaya, I'm Suzette Vanetti. And thank you so much. And we'll be back next first Friday of the month.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. That is the end of our evening. Check out stabcomedytheater.com for the full calendar of events. We've got one show tomorrow at 9, Big Top Comedy, stand-up showcase, lots of fun. Check us out there, or check us out anytime, lots of times. Yeah, I'm dealing with the chat now. Hold on. So we'll see you back here Monday, or tomorrow. Gosh darn it, I'm confused. Have a good night. StabComedyTheater.com for the full calendar events. Have a good evening. Let's see, online audience. Is there someplace that we can send you? Yes, Improv Revolution is doing a thing. Hold on for the raid. We'll send you guys over there.